Boom. There you go. Yeah, we got there in the end. We got there in the end. You can breathe now, Fox. You can breathe. Come on, breathe.
Got a bunch of guys turning blue down here.
Oh, dear, absolutely. Welcome, 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 folks, to a rather moist Workbench live with me, Festa from eModels, and Fox over there from eModels as well. There you go, folks. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In the chat, we have got Bill saying good evening. Hello, Bill. How you doing?
Hey, Bill.
We got David from Sprue and Glue. Hi, Festa, Fox and chat. Hello, David. Lovely to see you, babe. We got Crafting with Jacqueline. Good evening, gents. Hello, Jackie.
Hey,
She's
Jackie.
rocking a new logo as well. They're all getting new logos, Dave. Fox
Dave?
even. Bill, shut up. Bill says, now she's the crochet guru. Absolutely. Natasha's in, saying Uncle Colin, Fox and chat. The logo creator herself, bless her. And Andy's in at Quinstar's Scale Models, saying evening all. Lord Bartley the Third is in, saying evening all. Hello, mate. How you doing? And Stefan Last is in, saying good evening, everyone. Good evening. Stefan. Yes, yes. So don't forget, folks, as well. Bench, belly, beverage and biscuits. What's on the bench? What is in your belly? What is your beverage of choice? What biscuits have you got? And if you've got a balloon, what colour is it? There you go.
And if you haven't got a balloon, why have you not got a balloon?
Absolutely, mate. So I suppose better ask the question, how's my mum? See what I did there. See what I did.
I see what you did there. Mum Wolf's having a poorly day today, but she'll be all right.
Oh, bless her.
Well, she's
bless
not too
her.
bad.
She's got the lurgy. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit barfy this morning, but she'll be all right.
Bless her.
She's inhaled half a sandwich, half a Subway, so she's...
Sounds like she's got what I had yesterday, mate. It's a little bit doing the rounds. Sophie Loves RC is in, says hi, everyone. Hello, Sophie.
Hello.
How are you? Lovely to see you. I suppose better ask how you are, because, yeah, you'll sit there sobbing away.
Just adjusting my chair. I'm all right. I'm not too bad. Very
Happy
warm and a
days.
bit sweaty. But
It
hey,
is,
what can
isn't
you
it,
do?
mate?
But I'm not too bad. How is my mum and how are you?
She's fine and daddy, mate, and you know I am, mate. Fine daddy, fair to middling and all of that.
And how is Auntie Winnie? I have to ask, otherwise I'll get told off.
She's all right, mate. She's all right.
Mama Wolf demands that I ask about Auntie Winnie now every time.
Auntie Winnie is Auntie Winnie. Let's just say, yeah.
Yeah.
Bless her.
It gets to the point where Mama Wolf, I get her up in the morning, she's like, how's Auntie Winnie? I'm like, what? Why do you say good morning to me first? I'm your loving son that you care about.
Yeah, she's like, don't be so silly. Yeah. That's what she's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Winnie is fine, mate. She's
Good.
Winnie is Winnie. Let's just say that.
All right. Now, don't forget, folks, this is a show for eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop.
For all your model making needs.
Thanks, Ted. And so please do keep it family-friendly in chat and don't mention other retailers because that's not cool. But if you're not in chat, you're watching it embedded somewhere, click on the YouTube icon in the bottom right-hand corner.
Exactly.
Join us in chat. And we'll hang out with you and say nice things about you, maybe. And, we'll have a good time.
Will we?
Well, we'll try. We might. We could be grumpy. I don't know.
Us grumpy? Never.
Actually, I tell you what, there's probably a market for grumpy live streams.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a market for everything on the internet.
Oh, yeah, we could. Well, we did have Wibble Wednesday, didn't we, at one point?
That's true.
We did have that, so, yeah.
It's difficult to find things to wibble about without getting too controversial.
Well, this was it. It was hot topics, wasn't it? And,
yeah,
we started getting told off, didn't we, by YouTube? So
it's somewhat problematic.
So we stopped the Wibble show because, it got a little bit picky, didn't it?
Yes. Now, what are you doing tonight, young man? Not that I need to ask, but same to you.
I'm doing cobbles, mate. I am starting all the different greys for all the different cobbles. And, yes, each one is individually and lovingly painted.
Individually handicrafted.
Yeah, so that's what I'm up to, mate. Doing a bit of cobblers, mate. And it's trying to do it in such a way that you don't form patterns, because as you know, that is quite difficult not to do. So,
something the human brain's not good at.
Yeah, so you'll see me spinning this round quite a lot, and it's because I'm deliberately trying to avoid patterns.
You don't want to accidentally write a rude word in there, do you?
Well, yeah, you've got to be careful that you're not inadvertently making certain shapes and things out of the colours, because that's the last thing you want to do. So I'm being mindful of that. So I am spinning it around, one, to stop the patterns, but also to make sure no matter what angle I turn it at, there aren't subliminal shapes forming. So
shapes, yes.
But you've got to be careful.
Human brain is not designed to do random.
No, it likes patterns.
You're a pattern.
I've made a patterns, but I'm an happy pattern.
You're a very happy pattern.
Yeah.
Can you guess what colour I'm painting tonight?
No, because I'm not looking at a screen, but I'll stop what I'm doing to see.
No, it was a jokey thing, because I'm painting gold. It's always gold.
Oh, right, yeah. Rebuker armour, is it?
That's the one.
Is it the RM gold variant, or are you using the Citadel one tonight?
RM gold variant.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Bright as I can.
Nice one. Pop a bit on there. So, what you've been up to, folks, in the chat as well, anything great happening to you? Is there anything you're itching to tell us, or on the tip of your tongue that you need to get off the tip of your tongue? Feel free, because we love a good gossip.
Was anybody tempted to get one of them part works that we showed on Monday night?
Yeah, they got a spare 850 quid laying around. I'm sure they went out and grabbed one.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. I know a man called Bill that's probably got his eye on one. Did I say that out loud? I did, didn't I?
I think you said that out loud.
Yeah.
Good man. There's hope for you yet.
Yeah, I must admit, I did go back to the website and have a little glance.
That Bugatti, that is weird.
You like that, don't you?
It's weird, but I don't like it, but I do like it.
Yeah.
It's like it makes no visual sense at all. I'm like, that makes no sense at all. What?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's got a certain...
I mean, don't get me wrong. If Pete Mate wanted me to build one, I'd happily build one, but yeah. Of his choosing.
Yeah. I reckon you do the Scooby.
Yeah, it's kind of got that look about it, I must admit. But I'm sure if I fluttered my eyelids enough at the boss, he might concede, but, it's an 850 quid sale at the end of the day, isn't it? They've got to be realistic.
Well, Luxo are quite good. It's a French company, and they do all the funniest little Partworks like they do a Renault 5.
Hmm.
Peugeot 305. Sorry, not Renault 5.
Yeah, all the quirky vehicles.
Yeah. Those crazy French, I don't know. Right, it's painting tiny details time.
What have we got? Natasha says, belly sweet and sour chicken, desert strawberry cheesecake with strawberry and cream ice cream beverage, coffee bench delivery, and 2 different builds. There you go, because there was no punctuation, so I read it all in one.
Good.
Sophie says in the belly, homemade chopped chip cookies and nothing on the bench at the moment, and she's drinking tea. Bobbins is in, saying hello. Hello, Bobbins.
Hey,
Bill's belly on the jelly tonight as everything else is passing through me like non-stop the Liverpool through St Albans bench. Diamond Dart, a 144 for U-boat, Bevy Walter. Steve is in, he says, good evening from Southport, a much needed distraction. Yes, there's a lot been going on up there. Our faults and condolences and all of that lot for anyone and everyone involved in things going on up there. Stay safe and well. Retro says, hi kids, home early as it's too hot out to work anymore. It is. Natasha says, yeah, we got to rock our new logo. So who's been doing them, Natasha? Are you a bit of a secret drawer of them? We need to know all the gossip because it is rather beautiful. Stefan Lars says, bench, a new, massively better USB record player bought. So plenty busy recording vinyls to computer. Yeah, I remember ripping all mine, mate. It was great fun. Belly, chicken kebab. We need to know the other ingredients. Beverage, Sprite Zero, biscuit white chocolate, and cranberry cookies, noms. Bill says, no partworks this month. The land taxes are due on my private island. Natasha says, me and punctuation don't work. Learning difficulties get in the way. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, particularly cough's kicking my butt again.
Exactly. There you go. All good fun.
Now, I've got to paint all these little gold details around this jade without messing up all the work I did on the jade.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's going to be... I'm using my God hand tiny brush for the purpose. I know you shouldn't really use very nice brushes with metallic paints, but this is such a good tiny brush that I have to sacrifice.
Yeah, but like I say,
make a potential sacrifice.
Clean it off properly, it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Right.
All the cleaning.
Let the challenge begin.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. I've just got to get my careful painting hat on. And not break the spear for the dude stood on the side either.
Yeah, how many times do we think that spear's going to go kabobble a night?
All of them. All of them. All of the times.
I won't laugh, honest.
No, of course you won't. I trust you.
God, that was said with sincerity.
Mm.
There'll be many layers of this going on, folks, because obviously there's dry brushing to be done on all these cobbles as well as grouting and all of that. So there's a fair old bit to go, but it's just nice to start getting some colour down, just so that I can start seeing where it's going, the direction. So
it's the fun bit, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, not only that, when I throw the back wall on, see, it's a nice contrast for the viewer between an unfinished bit of styrofoam and a partly finished bit. So it just lets people see how it's done. Why not? So, but no, that is a nice stage. It's very relaxing, just sitting there, painting your cobbles.
Alive, oh.
Yeah, obviously not Russian Earth, just saying, in joke.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, fun little stage, this. I've been looking forward. It's funny, the last couple of days I've been sitting there, looking forward to Wednesday, get me cobbles out.
Yeah. It's like the day when I was doing my chipping and stuff on those vehicles, and it's like I was looking forward to doing my chipping because it's just zen, isn't it? You can sort of switch off and just get on with the task, and you can do thinking about things while you're working. You don't have to think about the thing you're doing. That's quite nice.
I just enjoy it. It's something different, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, don't get me wrong, it's not everyone's cup of tea, you know. People probably wouldn't want to do this sort of work, but I find it interesting because you can create your own little miniature world of make-believe, and
I've got one in my head.
Yeah, you can go all Bob Ross, you know. It's like,
oh, yeah. Bob Ross, you say?
Yeah, happy little trees and happy little cobbles, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice when you get to the part of a build that is the switch your brain off bit, because that's always the most relaxing.
Oh, yeah, all day long, mate.
Because, you know, it's nice to be challenged with some stuff, because you want to, you know, you want a little bit of a challenge. I know I grumble and groan when I'm building stuff because I suck at building, but I do like the challenge.
Do you really? Can't say I'd noticed, mate.
Yeah. Well, I do, yeah. What? That I grumble and groan. But sometimes it's nice to get to the bit where you can just zomb out and enjoy the process for what it is.
Yeah. Oh, I get that.
Okay, I'm going a little bit messy with these, but it's nothing that the wash won't clean up nicely afterwards. So I don't need to be absolutely perfect with these. Just a little bit perfect.
Just as well, because I'm not perfect. I just slather it all on and hope for the best.
Perfect to us, Festa.
Yeah. But sometimes that's the best way, I find, is just go for it. Because again, you know, if you paint something and it doesn't turn out how you want it to paint over it,
yeah,
all you got to do.
That's the beauty of painting natural things and organic stuff, is you can be a little bit messy.
Yes.
That's why it's fun. That's why I don't do shiny cars, because I haven't got the skills to paint neatly.
Yeah, you're not a fan, are you, mate?
Well, it's not that I'm not a fan. I can appreciate a nice, you know, beautiful car model. It's just I don't enjoy the process because I have to not screw things up.
You jumped in before I finished my sentence, but not to worry. I was getting there. Kind of what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I made that mistake again. I paused.
Did you pause for breath again?
I paused for breath, and you was in there like swimwear, weren't you? Boom. So, yeah.
Like swimwear, I like that.
Yeah.
How does that go on there?
Let's get that in there.
Okay, that's that bit. Oh, God.
Epic
Epic what's going on?
Oh, dear. I'll get some darker slabs in, and then we can start working our way to lighter shades of grey.
Slabs.
I always find dark to light works, just work your way through it. And again, you know, if you do see patterns forming, you can always paint over the slabs with a different colour. So you can start just working lighter shades in and almost give it a transition of colour as it's worn.
Yeah, dark to light's great for stone, isn't it?
Yeah, all day long, mate.
The funny thing is, you know, there's a lot of people that rag on dry brushing. And they're like, it's such an amateur thing to do. And it's like, no, it's a valid technique and it's really good. There are some people that are like opposed to dry brushing. It's like, why? It's just a technique. It's perfectly fine.
Well, see, where you've got the black underneath, you can go lighter on some of the bricks so that you're bringing some of the black through. So it's almost like you're bringing the embedded dirt that may be in the cobble to the surface just by lightening your brush strokes. So,
yeah,
works for me.
Absolutely. The people that whinge about dry brushing, I just point at them and laugh.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's like it's a valid technique.
I've had it for, I didn't do proper painting. Okay. But it always makes me giggle.
Yeah. Just as valid as a wash or other techniques.
Yeah.
Just fell on the floor on my brush. There we go.
You'll be amazed. There is always going to be someone out there that could do it better. It's like the world is full of England managers, isn't it? Because everyone's an expert football manager. It's like, yeah.
There's no such thing as an invalid technique. There's just techniques.
It's all variations of themes at the end of the day. At the end of the day, nature is random. You know, is nature perfectly painted? Of course it isn't. No. There's room for anything and everything in my world. I could always put a happy little mountain in there and, you know, a few happy trees and a happy log cabin.
Just don't put a happy little cowboy because that never works.
Yeah, I was building up to that. Yeah, do you remember the, do you remember the squirrel?
Yeah, Peapod.
And water wheel.
Oh, the water wheel. Ruined it, and recovered.
Yeah. I grew up watching Paint Along with Nancy.
Nancy Kaminsky.
And she would stand there with a canvas and put these big black quadrants in it. And you'd look at it and go, what the hell she done that for? And then by the end of it, you had this beautiful work of art. And you're like, yeah, I kind of get it now.
Yeah, because she painted with the palette knife, didn't she? She was weird.
She taught us so much about art and painting medium and different implements. It was like, oh, yes.
The thing I remember about Paint Along with Nancy, and the only thing I remember about her programs at all, is the sound of the palette knife on the canvas, which was very reassuring when I was a kid. It was like...
Yeah, it's that nice little scraping sound, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A bit like Bob Ross when he's doing these bushes.
Yeah.
With the paintbrush. It's, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember watching one Bob Ross where he put 3 different colours on the edge of this bright paintbrush and just went, got to do a happy right, and he just went, boom, one brush stroke. It had light, dark, medium tones, everything. I'm like, I hate you now.
Yeah. There isn't any way in which I don't hate you right now.
Yeah. It's where my youngest lad developed his love of painting, watching Bob Ross.
Yeah, it's like when he paints a mountain. Palette knife, palette knife, palette knife. There you go.
Yeah. I think if he could grow the big afro, he would.
What, your lad?
Yeah. But yeah, Bob Ross, joy of painting. That's where he got his love for painting.
Yep. I mean, Nancy Kaminsky was good, but she's no Bob Ross.
He wouldn't know who she was, bless her. Bless him. You don't really, I mean, unless you go really searching on the YouTube, you don't really come across her much now, which is a shame.
No, it's all, Nancy Kaminsky stuff is all like, you have to buy it.
Exactly. It's so copyrighted that...
Yeah, you have to buy it on DVD or whatever. I can't see Twitch going bonkers for Nancy Kaminsky the way it did for Bob Ross, because Twitch created his revival.
Yes.
Despite live streaming all the episodes, and all the young kids are like, wow, what is this? It's amazing. All the people that didn't even know who he was. Great. The internet
absolute legend.
Yep. A legend in his own hairline. Okay. There'll be a little bit of touching up I'll need to do, but that's not so bad.
You can do that off camera, mate.
Yeah, well, not right now. It's too warm.
See what he did there. Right. Let's have a look. Bill says you've got all the trembles tonight. Steve's just ordered a 124 Ford Escort Mark II and the C1 models RS2000 body kit. Get in.
Right.
Steve says, need to use some green for moss on the cobbles. Yeah, I haven't finished them yet, Steve. Give us a chance.
Yeah, you just started them.
Yeah, I've got a complete tub there with different mosses and weathering. I've just started painting them, but thanks for the suggestion. Don't do your green moss at this stage, but there you go. Chicken kebab, says Stefan. Simple Stefan edition. Bit of bread filled with ready to fry up taco flavoured chicken bits, chopped up iceberg salad and kebab sauce, easy peasy and tasty.
I need that now.
Retro says it feels like 44 degrees C out. Panzer's in, saying hello, mate. Bill says, no, my luck, if I did a cobble scene, I'd probably inadvertently paint a QR code to the bad part of the internet. This is why I spin it around to make sure there's no chance of sequences. Natasha, dinner was chicken, Donna meat and chips. I'm back working on my crochet blanket. Happy days. Sophie says 50 Shades of, so he did there. And John Christmas is in, saying hi, guys. Hello, John. How are you,
John.
mate?
Been a little while.
Absolutely. But yeah, I've even got me leaf cutters for leaf scatter and different pots of ground dirt, moss. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of sterling. So I did.
I can't hear the word moss and not think of tardigrades.
Yes.
Moss piglets.
Get some of that in there.
If I was going to be any other creature than a human, I'd be a moss piglet.
Why?
They just seem so happy. They just seem so happy pootling about in their
Happy
moss.
little moss piglet.
Yeah, just stumbling about in their little pool of water in the thing of moss. Not a care in the world.
I'd be a warthog just so that I could go bog snorkeling.
Bog snorkeling. I'm guessing there's something I'm missing there.
No, not at all, mate. Bog snorkeling's a sport, isn't it? But yeah, but warthogs, they've just got that. It's a bit like the platypus, isn't it? You look at it, do you think, what was nature thinking when they created that?
Yeah, how did that exactly come about?
And you sit there and you think, everything about it says shoot it, but it's just one of them weird little creatures that's got an appeal to it.
You've been playing your hunting games again, haven't you?
No, I was watching something on the Discovery Channel where warthogs were in there. It's about lions and buffaloes and all that sort of stuff in Africa. And these little warthogs were just sitting there surrounded by lions, just doing their, I'm going to go and swim in that boggy puddle. Not a care in the world, mate. And every animal that was around them was just sitting there looking at them, probably quite intrigued as to what they was doing. Because would you go and sit in a puddle surrounded by a pride of lions? Of course you wouldn't.
Well, I seem to remember that warthogs are quite, how can you put this? Tenacious if you get them angry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're probably like, I don't care. They're probably like, they like to think that they're a honey badger.
Absolutely. Phil Bolton's in saying hello. So, Sophie used to watch Tony Art. Steve says, anyone remember the sets we could get as kids to make buildings and things with plaster of Paris? You used to get the jelly molds in there, didn't you? And you used to fill them up with the plaster and then link it all together. Is that the one?
Yeah, I used to have it was railway scenery stuff. You get like a little mould of just a brick wall with the crenellations.
That's right,
you slot them together. I used to make those. I
think I had a castle, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember, I can't think of the name of them, though.
No, I'm going back 40 years now.
Yeah, we are going back to when, we was climbing trees and scrumping.
Yeah. I'm a northerner, so for me it was just falling out of trees. We didn't have scrumping.
Well, we used to work it out that you could navigate certain trees to get into the big allotment where all the good stuff was.
All right.
So it was a bit like playing a platform game on a console, you know. You used to start at the tree there, work your way along, you know, all the different branches, and then you just jump in. It's like, oh, dust.
Yeah, we had one of them. We called them the ladders.
Yeah. It was great fun.
On our field, we used to have a set of trees that you could get from one end to the other.
Oh,
there wasn't a field of delicious apples at the end of it, unfortunately. But
no, but it was just like that target. You're like, we will find a way in, and then we were sat by the roundabout and swings and just started looking at the trees, and then it was like a pattern began to form. And it's like, do you know, if you started there and then went along that branch, then along there and that branch there overhanging on that really tall tree, you'd be able to get to by going through all of them. Road trip, and that's what we did. And that's when I broke my arm for the first time. Because Oh, yes.
People our age always have memories of fractures in the 1970s.
Oh, yes. I did my left arm and collarbone. And it was like, yeah. And the left arm was broke right up the top where the shoulder ball joint was.
No.
Proper nice one, that was. And,
we had a climbing frame in the garden, and I fell off and broke my elbow, of all things.
Oh, nasty. Not a good joint to get a break on, yeah.
No, a little hairline fracture on that.
Yeah. Never forget it, my mum saying, right, be careful when I had the cast off. How many weeks do you think it was before there was a new cast on the same arm?
Oh, yeah. I must have looked to right side. There was me, just about to start junior school, with a patch on one eye, because I in the days of when kids got eye patches for squints, patch on one eye and an arm in a cotton sling. Linen sling thing.
That was it. Panzer, the Linker building system. They still a website, he says. Yeah. That was it. Back in the day, yeah. Still like fuzzy felts as well.
Fuzzy felt. I always wanted, never had fuzzy felt. I used to have it at school when I was in infant school. And, pre-juniors, and I always wanted fuzzy felt.
Yeah. We used to have the strips so that you could make your own shapes and buildings and that. None of this namby-pamby shapes already made. Oh, no, you had to create your own. It was like Lego. You had white bricks and red tiles, and that was it. You didn't have fancy shapes. You had to create them, didn't you?
Yep.
Using your imagination.
How about this then? Stickle bricks. Do you remember stickle bricks?
Stickle bricks, yeah.
Stickle bricks.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if they're still a thing.
I don't know, mate.
Stickle bricks.
How many times did you tread on one and instantly do the hoppity-hoppity?
It was bad, but it wasn't as bad as stepping on a Lego. Let's be honest.
I stood on a 3-pin plug once with the pins facing up.
Yeah, dude. I've done that.
Yeah, dude, that was proper Michael Flatley moment, that was, mate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done that.
There might have been a few dagnammits uttered as well.
Yeah.
That might have been a bit flummity-flum, a flum-flum, you know?
Yeah, power plugs and Lego are just domestic caltrops.
Yeah.
Never want to prevent burglars, just lay them all over the floor. I kind of, with my memories of being young and going head shopping across all the back gardens,
yeah,
I kind of assume that's not a thing anymore with all the kids in our area, because I've never yet come out and heard all the screams of a young teenager or child falling foul of our back garden. Because if you jump over the fence and it's dark, you've got a 3-foot deep pond that you can't see because it's full of skunk cabbage, and the whole area is covered in bramble.
Yeah.
So if anyone was to jump over our garden fence, they'd have a really bad day.
It's probably why they don't do it, mate. They probably already Google Maps it and gone, yeah, I'm not going in there.
Yeah, going in there.
Either that or a drone's gone over. Yeah. Somewhere in there's David Attenborough.
Yeah, somewhere in there's Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, we found Lord Lucan.
Yeah. Glenn Miller.
Yeah.
And his plane.
And Nemo.
Yeah, I see what he did there.
Good, wasn't it?
And Rory.
Yeah, Amelia Earnhardt.
Oh, yeah. Sugar.
That was it. Sugar. Did they ever suss out what happened there?
I watched the documentary, and there was a kind of a lot of people that said, yeah, we think it was X, Y, and Z. I can't remember what it was now.
Oh, right. Yeah, because,
But we think it was like somebody owed somebody money and it was done as a kind of thing. But it was never provable, so it never went anywhere.
No, that was it. It just faded away, didn't it, the whole story?
Yeah. It was either blackmail or it was an insurance job, something like that.
Yeah. Days.
Delicate work.
Yeah, but isn't that always the best work? Mm-hmm. Takes your mind off of it, doesn't it? It's just like, yeah.
Delicate work is good work when it comes out all right.
Yeah.
When it doesn't come out all right, it's the worst work in the world.
Yeah. If it don't come out right, that's when you just go away and sob.
Yeah. That's when the kit goes back in the box.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I've got Dettol, but I hate it now. Because it's the kit's fault, you see. But the lucky thing is, there's little tiny bits I'll need to clean up where the gold's gone on the blue, but I can just use little touches of green or blue to hide them. So
Yeah.
Because the jade's kind of not uniform colour, so it's not so bad.
Bit jaded.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I won't do it again.
What you did there, I see it.
What's going in the chat there? Stickle Brick says Retro Rabbit, they've got them there. Sophie says, I dislocated and broke my right ankle last year. It's 50% metal now. Yeah, that's a joint to mess with, is it? The ankle bone.
Yeah, no, something major supporting like that, it's absolutely a nightmare.
You know, it's not the greatest. So, yeah, you mind how you go with that.
I broke both my legs when I was a kid at the same time.
Yeah, because ankles, they don't heal right. It's a limp for life, isn't it? It's one of them joints.
That's what I've been called sometimes, a limp for life.
Yeah, a friend of mine did his ankle years and years ago, and it's got a terrible limp on it now.
Yeah.
Just never healed.
It's never going to get a chance, is it? Because it's, like you say, it's a major supporting bit of architecture.
Yeah.
Never gets a chance.
Bit like the shoulder joint. It's such a complex joint,
Yeah.
Knees and that could get replaced and cruciate surgeries and that. But shoulders, yeah, you can get rotator cuff surgeries and things like that. But once they go in that joint, it's never the same again. It doesn't like being pulled about, does it?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, if you break your arm, you can stabilise it in a cast and it can't move and it can just sit there and knit. But with something like a shoulder or an ankle or your neck, you can't not move them. Even if you don't try to, you're still going to be moving them. It's impossible.
Just doesn't like being operated on. It's one of them joints.
When it comes to your ankles, we're all horses.
Yeah, you mind how you go with it because it's beginning to come together.
Is it beginning to look a lot like Christmas?
Yeah, it will dull down once all the weathering's done on it. This is the stage I don't like when I do these. A bit like Ringo's wall. Do you remember when I sent you that unfinished picture? It was like, it's a bit that Technicolor, but once everything gets toned down, you'll see.
It's the ugly phase.
Yeah, that's the word, the ugly phase.
It's that bit of painting where we all used to be at that stage in our painting careers that we'd get to that point and stop and think we'd finished. And then later we learn, no, there's a lot more to do.
Yes.
So when we do that now, we're like, I don't like this bit. When I was painting my little sister of battle, who's like this big, before I'd done all the washes and stuff, it looked horrible. It looked like I'd been painted by a 5-year-old. And it was, obviously, but since I started doing the washes and the highlights, it was like, oh, it's recovered. But I got really quite stressed about it because it was, it was looking terrible. And you have to fight through that. You're going to have so much fun with those cobbles, though.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Doing them cobbles.
What?
And this is a real stretch from the 1970s. I bet most people won't remember these. Mama Wolf used to have this thing in the 70s where she'd get it was like 6 foot long by 3 foot tall, same size as a Warhammer table. And it was basically a printed drawing. And they were often things like a jungle with creatures in, or fish.
Tapestries?
No, they were black and white line drawings.
Oh,
and you
right.
basically were supposed to just colour them in with felt tips.
Oh, right. A bit like painting with numbers, but with felt pens, yeah.
But you were just left to your own devices, get some felt. And she used to get loads of these, and I used to love colouring them in because they were super designed to be coloured in. But they were massive. And it was always tropical fish and stuff. I don't know why.
Yeah, my younger sister used to do the tapestries, and I used to do the painting by numbers as a child. And yeah, I loved doing them.
Yeah.
Again, you could lose yourself with it.
Yeah.
The paints were bish, but...
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were poster paints, weren't they, in those days?
Yeah. 9 times out of 10. Junk the paints that come with it and replace them with semi-decent paints. And, yeah.
I just have very strong memories of, like, sitting at the dinner... we had a table called The Big Table.
Yeah.
Like a bit like you've got the big light. We had the big table, which is basically a big dining table in the front room.
I gathered that by the name Big in it, but yeah.
Yeah. I'd unravel that one with the fish and the corals and undersea stuff on it, and I just spent hours just colouring it in. And it's the kind of thing that it would take you like weeks and weeks, like Diamond Eye. It would take weeks to do it. And you could colour whatever you wanted. I remember doing that for many an evening and absolutely loving it as a kid.
Like you say, many hours of fun can be had, can't they, with very, very simple objects, you know?
Yeah. It's like, it's hard to explain to someone now, like, but in the 1970s, if you gave somebody under 10 years old a pack of felt tips, that was the best thing in the world.
Especially at the beginning of the 6-week school holiday.
Yeah, big pack of felt tips in the little plastic envelope. And if it was one of them ones with like 100 different colours, all the different shades, I was happy as a pig in muck.
Oh, yeah.
Felt tip packs.
Well, Mum used to always paper one end of the bedroom with lining paper.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just plain lining paper, and she would get us the big pack of felts and say, right, you can draw whatever you want on that wall. Colour it in. That's your art wall.
Yep.
Oh, mate, that was it. She'd do for 6 weeks. We'd be upstairs, dead quiet. And that was it. And that's what we did. We never drew anywhere else in the house on the walls because we had our own, almost like a graffiti wall. But
that was the kind of unwritten tactic.
Yeah.
This is where you
perfect.
can draw. Yeah.
You know, and you used to do all your designs or your favourite band logos and all of that sort of stuff. As Hilda Ogden would say, it was like a nice big mural. And that was it. That's what you did. And, yeah, I just thought it was a stroke of genius on her part, really.
Absolutely. My brothers did that on one of the bedroom walls that I inherited later when I took the wallpaper down. There's all these things they painted on it. I'd forgotten about.
Yeah, I think that's where I developed my love of rattle can tagging.
That may have gone a bit step further than you might have anticipated.
But, I was no Banksy, don't get me wrong, but, yeah. It was just one of them, just little pictures here and there, wasn't it? It's like, yeah. That's why I always like seeing what I call the proper street artists, where they do absolutely beautiful work of art on a wall.
Yeah, it's not just a tag.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole, Kilroy was here with his mum stuff. But certainly some of the more beautiful artistic stuff that they do, I find beautiful. I really do.
I'll never forget there was a green phone cabinet a couple of roads down from where I live.
Right.
And it was just an unremarkable, 9X comms cabinet in the middle of a street.
Yeah.
And, some, morons had printed their unreadable tag on it like they do.
Yeah.
But then somebody had done a little painting, and they'd obviously done a little stencil
Yeah.
And it was a very simple little face. It was like a circle with the face, but it was just printing the shadows.
Yeah.
But it was hard to explain because it wasn't realistic, but it wasn't cartoony, and it also had this weird expression like, huh?
Yeah.
Like it was slightly confused and a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. And I used to go past it every day on the way to work, and it was there for years until eventually the local authority painted over it, and I was so sad.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
Because it's like, it wasn't just a little bit of chuddy painting, it was this weird little
thing, but yeah.
I think I took a picture of it and posted it on a blog at one point. But it was just like, because it was a strange thing to paint with this funny little expression on his face. I'd never seen it anywhere else, but it was very specifically designed to look like that. It's like, it means something to someone.
Oh yeah, someone's got to pick up on it and know what the meaning is.
Mm.
And I love art like that because it is so creative.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's talent like that you see, don't you? You know, you'll see a piece of work and you think, yeah, the person who did that they are an artist. You can see they've got that inner creativeness about. I mean, it's like, yeah, don't paint over that. That is someone that's got a modicule of talent there.
I remember going on when I used to go work in Manchester. I'd get on the tram, and you get to just before you get to Manchester. I can't remember where it was now, but you go through a little sort of not a closed off tunnel, but like an underpass.
Oh right, yeah.
And there was obviously graffiti on the sides of this stuff, and most of it again was the usual mindless tags and rubbish.
Yeah.
But then somebody had painted these kind of like anthropomorphic animal character faces, and they were beautiful.
Yeah.
And they lasted for quite a while till they were covered over. But it's only bizarrely till much later in life, when I was ironically trying to paint our house number with a rattle can onto our wheelie bins.
Yeah.
So they didn't get nicked again, that I realised how hard it is to actually paint with a rattle can.
Yeah.
If you're not just painting one colour.
Yeah.
And all I was trying to do was paint our house number on a bin, and it was like, wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all about the nozzles and yeah. It's.
I was looking up nozzles after that. I was like, you can get all these different nozzles and stuff. It's amazing.
Also, it's warming the paint as well.
Yeah. And the stencil work, if it's like your Banksies and stuff, it's incredible stencil work.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the real talent is. Not just the actual physical painting.
Some of them can be like 40, 50 or more stencils just to create a simple design. But
yeah. So I have to take my hat off to these artists. Because like I say, you get your mouth-breathing chavs who just spam their name, and it's like, yeah, that's not talent, that's just drivel. But then you get the actual artists that put the time and effort in and make some amazing pieces of artwork. It's incredible.
Well, you go on train journeys, don't you? Do you see it as you come into any large city? You'll always see some beautiful murals that are high up on office blocks and stuff, and you're like, yeah, there's a lot of work gone into that.
There were some legendary ones around here. I'm struggling to remember what they actually were, but there was one I think in Moss Side or Hume that was about pies. I think that took on like national legendary status. I think it might have been on a motorway bridge or something. There's a couple around here that became legendary. Yeah,
there are some that are protected, aren't there? Because it seems strange, doesn't it? But they are iconic work.
Yep. One of them was, now it's going to be a football reference, and I don't know the football reference. I think it was something like Shank 69, or something like some football person in the year 69.
Or Shankly.
Shankly 69, that's it. Somebody sprayed Shankly 69 on an overpass, I think, somewhere here.
Yeah.
Like way back in the early 70s, and it became protected.
Yeah.
It's just, just sprayed unevenly, not like a work of art. It became so well known.
I remember seeing one on an underpass. It was very Andy Warhol-esque. It was just literally all circles But when you stood back a distance, it was the face, you know what I mean? But
all right.
It must have taken, because he must have had a spotter to do it.
Yeah.
Purely and simply because, you know, if your face, you know what it's like, if you're face up close to something.
Oh, God, yeah.
You've got to walk 10, 20 yards away just to make sure it's all in perspective. So he must have had a really decent spotter when he was doing that. It is flawless. I'd love to have met the artist.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I'm breathing now. Jump in.
Yeah, like I say, if it requires a certain perspective, or like an optical illusion type thing, you've got to have so much talent.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the thing about Banksy that amazes me, is just not the skill and talent he's got with making the artwork, because the artwork itself is beautiful, some of his work, and very clever.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just how he actually does it without anybody ever spotting him doing it.
Planning, mate. He'll stake out that area for weeks before he does the work, just to get local residents going to work at night or coming home at night, bus routes, taxi routes. You know, all of that lot will be meticulously studied so that you can say, for 40 minutes, this is going to be dead. So he can go in and do it. Job done.
Yeah. It's insane.
A lot of planning, mate.
Oh, yeah. Because it is amazing to me that it's, you know, he's still maintained his anonymity for so long.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he could easily have cashed in on this years ago.
Oh, God, yeah.
But he hasn't. And I think that's why it's so revered, because he's not taken that option of scoring the quick win and getting the pound note. Yeah. He's like, no, I want to maintain my anonymity. It's part of the legend. It's part of the story. But also, I think he would see it as selling out.
Yeah.
I loved the genius when he had the artwork that was sold and it had the built-in shredder in the frame.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
I thought, yeah, that is just so him.
But what made it even more funny was when the fact it failed halfway through. And that just made it even more valuable.
The legend, our very own community, Carl Sagan, Lord Jeff from Candyland of Gramification and Mongoness is in the chat there, folks. Welcome, 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 Sir Jeff.
Welcome. Consider again that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you've ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives.
There you go.
That's got to be one of my favourite audio recordings of all time, the Pale Blue Dot speech.
Oh, mate, iconic, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
If any of you have never heard of it, then when you finish watching here, just go on YouTube and search for Pale Blue Dot.
One, we want a written explanation.
Yeah, as why you never heard it.
I once remember saying the immortal sentence, Carl Sagan, a legend, and someone went, who? The handbrake and squealy wheel noise was audible. I was like, right, get yourself over here. You are going on Google.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be somebody getting a DVD copy of Cosmos for Christmas.
It was like, really? Sacrilege, isn't it? Who?
Yep. I have to watch Cosmos at least once every couple of years.
Honestly, he's so relevant even nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's the ultimate thing, isn't it? If you could come back at any point in time and meet anyone, it would have to be, you know, a meal with Sagan, Hawking, people like that present.
Yep.
James Burke, you know, you could just sit there and listen to them.
Oh, James Burke.
Just talk about stuff. And, oh, mate, I'd just be sat there with this $5 smirk, you know? It'd be like, yeah.
James Burke's still going, you know?
He is, I know.
Yeah, he's worked for some think tank.
But it's just like, yeah. So lovely to see you in, Jeff. It really is, mate. Steve says £150 for the full set of Lincoln molds. Wow. He says 00 gauge would probably get away with using of 70-second kits.
Yep.
He also says, why do some people have to take what happened in Southport and twist it for their own narrative just to cause trouble? They marched on Downing Street in the name of Southport and through flesh. Why? Because some people are idiots, mate. We won't go no further than that because obviously politics.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally get your frustration, mate. Unfortunately, chudness. That's all I'll say to that.
Chuds.
But no matter what happens, whether it's a good, bad, or indifferent, someone somewhere will always try to politicise it for their own end. Sad.
Keep their end to themselves.
Exactly. That's why I don't watch the news now, because it is so doom and gloom with everything, isn't it? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't watch the news unless it's. I mean, I browse the news websites, but I only read the articles that
Yeah.
I find relevant or interesting.
Yeah, any of the big news outlets I avoid like the plague because they politicise or turn the story to their own political will, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They have their own agenda, so
There are some good ones out there, but they're few and far between.
absolutely. So, and you get to know who these news outlets are.
Yes.
Right. Get in there. We're getting there.
Get in there.
Right.
A little bit of touch up to do.
Hey, steady, Neris. Yeah. Is that why you got them white gloves? See what I did? You're not getting away with it. I told you.
Literally wore them once.
Stop whining like a girl trying to get out of it.
How is saying
are going to be mocked forever.
How is saying literally more than once whining like a little girl?
Because you say that every time. Oh, I wore them only once. Dude, it's not getting you out of the fact that you wore them.
Yes.
They tell you it's a stigma for life, mate.
Yeah. A bit like falling under the cupboard.
Yeah. It's a bit like, well, that's all right. You may mock, you may want to come back, but I didn't go on a video wearing Ali Bongo magician's gloves just to put a part work together.
Well, it was all shiny metal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't care, but
it made sense,
reward points were earned massively there, mate.
It did make sense at the time, but unfortunately, they were not usable for handling.
So glad that you did it, because my mock points are forever going to be in treble figures, mate. But that's all right.
I make these mistakes so you don't have to.
You may want to bring cupboards into it. I don't mind. I fell under a cupboard, but I wasn't wearing white gloves when I did it.
The irony is, I could have just worn normal,
You could have done, and
nitrile gloves.
You'd have got away with it. But
I don't know why I never thought of that.
you didn't. You turned up with these proper magician's gloves. It's like, now that's magic. It's like, oh my God.
I think I'd actually seen someone else do it, but I can't remember who it was.
Don't try to blame someone else. It's always someone else's fault with you, dear.
No, I'm trying to make it
your punishment.
It wasn't an original thing.
Yeah, but you're trying to deflect it onto someone else. You still did it.
No, I can't remember who it was, so I couldn't deflect it if I wanted
See,
to.
he's still clutching at them straws, folks, trying to wheedle his way out of it.
I'm only clutching at straws because I haven't got any pearls.
Which is why we mock you, because you go all defensive and it's, but it was someone else's idea, not mine.
You see what I did there about the pearls, you see?
I did see what you did. Good deflection off subject.
Yes. Right.
Like I say, Paddy Bongo.
Go and empty me water, get some clean water.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. That's magic. Yes, folks. Never let him forget the white gloves, ever. He wants us to. He's desperate for us to. But don't. We can't forget it. All them mockability points. Yes. It's coming back now, so yeah, we won't talk about the gloves for a minute.
I stood up and did all the burps in the world. It was weird.
Burpability.
Yeah.
So that's a lighter shade, and I'll go in with
What's going on here?
Mechanicus Standard Grey. Let's have a bit of that.
Mechanicus Standard. I don't want to buy a sticker. Why are you doing that? Go away.
And I'm deliberately not cleaning my brush because there's going to be little bits of the previous grey still on there. Hopefully impregnate with this colour. So
Bill says, I heard Fox's white gloves were elbow length with lace accents.
Not far wrong there, Bill.
I don't know.
They were good. Go and watch episode 1 of the Dodge Charger. Hey, mate, I'm getting your views. Come on.
I'm not complaining about that.
I'm getting your views here, mate. But
this is indeed true.
I just know that he's going to put out some kind of disclaimer now.
No.
On this particular day, gloves of whiteness may have been worn. It was all someone else's fault.
I blame it on somebody.
Blame it on me, mate. I don't mind.
Look at that. Is that not just 1980s, that blue? To me, that's 1980s.
Oh, yeah, that looks like my pot of oak blue, mate, with H.
Yep. Oak. Not orc. Orc.
Yeah, oak.
Right, let's do a little bit of touching up. Matron.
Steady Neris. A little bit of that. Have you some of that, my son?
Have you? There's some of that. Where's my artificer brush gone?
Went all Del Boy then. Apologies for that, folks. Rodney.
All right, Trig.
Bit of Boise. Marlene.
Yeah, Marlene.
Have you seen Del Boy? I need to get more.
You're only as good as your brush.
Yeah.
There's my artificer.
You a bit of that in there.
Right.
Get a bit of mixiness going on with them two colours just to try and do a medium variant. Or a medium variant.
You're made of mediums.
Lamia mediums. See what I did there?
Ooh.
All right, a little bit along there.
I'm actually mixing colours on my wet palette. How
Oh, be
professional
so
is that?
careful.
I know. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
I'm going to ring Duncan. I am. I've got to tell him. Go, wait, Duncan. Yes, mate. Call
Send
me
the
old
lawyers out.
China. What's up, geese? Yeah, you know that GNU bloke? Yeah, I know him, white glove boy. Yeah, that's the one. You never guess what he's doing. He's only mixing colours on a wet, but no. No, he'll go, tell me you're wrong. No, he is. He is. Seen it with my own minces, mate.
Stranger things.
Here we go, and that's why he's a GNU, you know.
I'm a GNU, you know.
We're so proud of you, you know.
I'm a GNU. How do you do? I don't actually like Typhoon.
I think you'd get all of the Duncan points for doing that.
Possibly.
Have you some of that, my son?
See, this is a trick I've learnt when you're trying to do little clean-up bits on uneven colours.
Yeah.
Don't try and mix all the special colours and stuff if it's like, dry brushed. Just dot in different colours that make up the original colour and you'll kind of hide it in a sort of reasonably neat way. Not sweating too much. I used to try and get exact colour mixes, but it's like, there's no point.
No, you'll never go. For me, I always look at it and go, does it look right to the eye for me?
Yeah.
And that's it, you know.
Well, what I'll do is I'll be like, is it like on an edge? In which case, can I get a highlight out of it? Or if it's in a corner, I'll just use a slightly darker colour that's similar because it looks like a shadow. So
yeah, moonlight shadow. No.
Moonlight shadow.
Moonlight shadows. Get out.
in my head now, all I've got in my head now is, and we dance by the light of the moon, which shows up that I used to watch 30-something as a kid.
Yeah, I wouldn't have admitted that, mate.
It was all right, 30-something, when I was younger.
Take your word, we'll take you.
I used to watch some weird things when I was young. Because obviously we didn't have a lot of choice in the days of just having... Oh, I've not done that bit.
Free
just having
channels.
TV. Yeah, so you'd watch things like Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Or Dynasty.
Yeah.
Even though nowadays that's not a thing that would actually happen from anybody.
Could you remember the national news? Who shot JR was on the news? It's like, really?
Yeah.
Everything going on in the world, they're all worried about who shot JR.
Well, it was a different time, wasn't it?
It was one of the most highest figure ratings ever, wasn't it? That episode of Dallas. There was something in it.
It probably wasn't as big in the States, but here in the UK, it was based in 1950, so it was all exciting to us, because our soap operas were not at all exciting.
Yeah. Our soap operas were on Going Down Pub.
Going Down Pub. Or the London equivalent.
Yeah.
But, you know, that, because in the 1980s and 70s, to us, American soaps were where we found all our glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
Because it didn't exist otherwise. Not your average working chud.
Yeah, it just didn't happen, did it?
Nope. Most glitz we got was it stopped raining.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but you think our traditional TV really was bish, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
It was. Looking back on it now. We thought it was great, but looking back on it now, it's like,
yeah, it weren't great,
oh
mate.
my God. Mein Gott.
Some of it was so of its time, I'll leave it there. So, yeah, that type of television or celebrity shows, wasn't it? Variety shows, that's the best way of describing it, wasn't it? It was that sort of stuff.
I mean, one place we've gotten worse is celebrity shows. Ugh.
Yeah.
Now it's just celebrity this and that. It's like, who cares?
Reality TV shows. I'm Chuddy McChud. Yeah.
It's like, this person's a celebrity. Excellent. To me, that qualifies them for nothing.
Yeah. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because we went through a stage of the Jeremy Kyle style shows, didn't we?
Oh God, yeah.
And
yeah, because we got
celebrities cooking or been stuck on an island or whatever.
Yeah, because we started getting things like Dr. Phil and Maury and things like, you know, the member of the public doing the talking to the whatever.
Yeah.
Let's find out if this is, and we started getting that, and then we started making our own, and that's in the 90s, and that's where it all started going wrong.
Yeah, it proper went Pete Tong, didn't it, mate?
Yeah. People telling their tale to whoever the person was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was it? It wasn't Dr. Phil. It wasn't Maury. There was Maury, but there was another guy who had glasses. And it was like Joe Schmo from a member of the public would tell his story to this guy. I can't remember his name.
Wasn't Springer? Was it Jerry
Yeah,
Springer?
Might be Jerry Springer. Could have been. But yeah, that appeared, and then we tried to emulate it, but our British version was kind of rubbish.
Yeah, my wife don't know my sordid secret. It's like, you've just told national TV. She's going to find out, mate.
Yeah.
That's like, really? Oh, airing your laundry publicly. I've never understood that with people.
No. But it's funny because ours were really rubbish, like, I don't like Prince's hot dogs.
Yeah.
Or even worse, I do like Prince's hot dogs.
Yeah, the Americans do that sort of show far better than us.
Yeah. they often contain a lot more head wiggling and sass, which ours didn't.
Yeah.
One thing the British are never good at is sass. We just don't do it.
No, it's not part of our makeup, is it? And it's fake. It's so fake when it's attempted, isn't it?
The thing is, you can't go wrong. You know, a bit of sass can be great to watch, but yeah, we didn't do it very well.
It went kind of wrong, didn't it? Massively in a bad way. So you don't see them sort of shows anymore on UK television.
No.
Right. Okay, what colour have we got left? Skaven Blight Dinge.
That's such a good colour.
So we can do the rest of those with a bit of dinge.
Skaven Blight Dinge. For all your dinge needs. Like and subscribe. Excuse me.
And ring the ding-ling-ling.
Like and subscribe. I like doing that voice. I don't know why.
Dude, you still see it though, don't you?
Yeah.
It was an actual person that used to sit there and hello, subscribe. Okay.
My first tank build, like and subscribe.
That has to be one of our best finds.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's a few more, but obviously, yeah.
I found one the other day, and it was just like, it was building a Panzer IV, this channel. And he was making this thing, and very few views on the videos. And it's like, the titles were Build Part 1, Build Part 2, Build Part 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, and you wonder why nobody ever finds your videos.
Yeah. Yeah, but you still see the ones in 480p going up. It's like, oh, yes.
I still don't understand people. There are people that like, they put up videos and they're in 480p and they've got the worst webcam in the world. And it's like, I know not everybody knows what to do when it comes to like doing a live stream, but still, you think they'd have some rough idea.
Portrait.
Oh, don't even start with that.
This is where he goes now. How about 480p in portrait?
I've actually got a Chrome plugin.
Yeah.
And one of the features is that it completely removes the short section from YouTube.
Yeah.
It just removes it. So if I go into the YouTube page, it's not there. And if I click on a link to a shorts video, it just takes me to the home page. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Shorts my eye.
It's a bit like the Facebook plugins, isn't it?
Social fixer.
Yeah, social fixer. It just basically gets rid of all the sidebars and all of that.
Yep. I've got one for Twitter called Make Twitter Great Again. Unfortunately, nowadays, there's nothing they can do to make Twitter great again.
No.
Yeah. No. I still refuse
nice to hear someone calling it Twitter as well.
Oh, I absolutely refuse to call it anything else. It's Twitter.
Yeah, I've not changed any of my wording. It's still called Twitter on all of my links. It's like, yeah.
Sorry, it's Twitter to me.
So it's like, yeah. Sorry, but it's always going to be Twitter.
Excuse me. Tickly cough.
Suitably excused. All right.
I'm more for brew in a minute.
Scary. Let's turn that round. Bring them a few in there. Getting close to having these.
I have to be very careful when I put wash on this gold. I don't swamp the jade colours.
Yeah, that'll be delicately done, dear.
Yeah, very delicate work.
Don't want to ruin your gold.
Oh,
but then again, at least you can go back over and dry brush it in a few places if you need to. So
yep,
there is that.
touch it in with some red.
Like I say, you don't want to carpet it all on, do you? Because, yeah.
No.
Let's get that done.
Worst comes to worst, stick a barnacle on it, you'll be fine.
Absolutely. Can't go wrong with that. Bit of barnacle.
Big massive barnacle.
Right. Let's get you done in there.
Zip, 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 zip. Heard the strangest thing in my garden last night.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
I don't know, because I couldn't see anything, but like we have all the creatures that live in our garden, because half of it's left wild.
Yeah.
And the fun thing is when you're sitting there late at night, I've got the window open, I'm doing stuff, and I can hear all the activities going on in the garden. Like you might get the foxes doing fox things, or you get the little baby foxes making all the little yippy noises, or you get a cat or hedgehogs doing stuff.
Yeah.
But there was something last night, and it was kind of going, oip, oip. I'm like, what the hell is that? It was literally like that, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I put the big like spotlight on, and I couldn't see anything, like the outside light.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what it was. It was the weirdest little noise.
Yeah.
It was the strangest little dweebish noise.
Yeah. Wasn't a kid's toy again, was it?
No, that was weird. Oh, that was so
That
scary.
little speaking robot thing or whatever it was.
It was like it's like a big dinner plate thing with buttons on that the little kid can press, and it makes like farmyard noises and stuff and plays songs.
That's what made me think, is that what you heard again last night? Something like that?
No, because it was coming right from under my window, so it's going to be either on the patio or in our garden somewhere. It sounded more animalistic than electronic. But I watched for a while, but I didn't see anything.
Oh. Yeah, we're getting quite a few critters around here.
Yeah, I like critters.
Yeah, it's always nice to see them.
Mm-hmm. Got the squirrels. They make a lot of weird noises.
Yeah, we get squirrels, foxes. Every now and then you get a deer.
Ooh.
Because it comes from just over the back there, over the hills where the woods are, and they just amble right. But they'll walk down the road. That's what is so funny. They just walk down the road. You see,
yeah.
You drive along and there's a deer in the road. It's like, oh, hello, all right. You know, it's just one of them.
Yeah.
And then they just scramble then through the gap in the hedges, and off they go again. They're gone.
I was used to get confused when I was a kid, because like we're in suburbia in South Manchester, basically. And yet every now and then there'd be horse poop in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, why?
Yeah, but it could be someone locally that's got a pony or something like that, and they've just ridden it around.
Well, I wondered about that, but we're too far from anywhere where horses are, because there is countryside and horsey stuff nearby, but they tend to stick to that part of the, that part of the area. They don't tend to come into the middle of a suburb.
Mm.
And I thought maybe it's the police horses, because there are some, but there's like, again, they wouldn't really. It's very weird.
Yeah, it could be that, police horses.
Mm.
But we get a lot of it where we've got like the horsey places scattered around the edge of town. But the people like to sort of come into the estates because they want to impress their mates by, look at me with my pony. It's like, yeah.
Oh, next door neighbour but one. Her son-in-law was actually a copper, and he was a mounted copper, so he used to come along
Oh,
and
right, yeah.
park his horse outside our garden while he went to see his mum-in-law.
Yeah.
So we'd sit there and stroke it, and big thing it was.
Oh, they're a wonderful creature.
Oh, yeah.
A beautiful creature, aren't they? It's. Would I want to ride one? No.
Nah.
I got chased by one. I've been bitten by one. It's like, yeah, that's enough for me. Right.
They're one of those creatures that they are very gentle and they're nice, but you just look at it and think, I want to stroke it, but I know it'll probably just bite me.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't quite know how to act around it properly.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm a city boy. I don't know all that stuff.
Yeah.
A friend of mine used to, when he was young, his family had like horses in the local stables. His sisters were all into horses. And he took me there once, and it's like, he had this horse called King, and it was this massive black thoroughbred thing. It was like the size of a tank.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I was only like 12, and I was absolutely bricking it because all I saw was this enormous monster that I'd never seen before. Ah, what's that? I didn't think horses were that big.
Oh, they're beautiful. They really are.
They
But
are.
like I say, yeah, I think you've got to have it in you to be a horsey type person, haven't you? And, you know, they're great things from afar when someone else is in control of it.
Well, that's actually, you know, when I say steady Neris,
Yeah.
it's because I used to work with this lady who, she was in her 60s, but she was still doing the pony thing that most girls stop doing when they're like 15, and then they stop when they get to it. She'd carried on.
Oh,
So
right.
she'd always had a horse, and she didn't ride it. She just had it in a field. She looked after it and kept it. And but it was called Neris. And every now and then she'd try and ride it, and it wasn't having any of it. And I saw it once, and she was like, "Steady, Neris!" And
Oh, bless her.
she always wanted to ride it, but it was not a horse to be ridden, basically.
No.
And she was not a horsey person. She liked horses, and she had them, but she was not a horsey type at all.
Shire horses, I remember, because the rag and bone bloke at the end of who had the yard at the end of the street where we lived, they had a big old Shire horse, and it was massive.
Oh yeah, they're incredible.
Beautiful thing, and he used to always go out with it. It had all the brasses, like, you know, and all of that big old ring round its neck that looked like a car seat, you know, the thing.
Yeah.
And, it was a thing of beauty, but it was massive. Absolutely huge animal.
Yeah, we had our rag and bone one had one as well. Big old Shire horse thing. Incredible. And it's like all the kids would just come out and like pet the horse and stuff while he's going around talking to all the parents.
Oh yeah,
getting their scrap and stuff. And I kind of miss the rag and bone because when I was a kid in the 70s, it was great because it was this dirty, great big horse coming down your street.
You did a big clatter as he come down. Of course, it'd stop and chat with you, and the horse would have its nose bag, and you'd go and get a bucket of water for it. And unbelievable thing. And Charlie, my old granddad, used to go, "There's horses, and then there's him. That's a proper horse."
Now, did he also get his spoons out?
They might have been in the pocket.
It might have been.
But yeah, it was. It's one of them memories, isn't it, from being a kid? You know, they're just like, a proper big old thing of beauty, weren't they?
That's the shame because nowadays we've got the local scrap merchant comes round, and but what they do is they just drive round in a van and it's got a thing playing saying scrap metal, leave it, and you just leave stuff. It seemed to become a habit that we all just started doing without realising it, that we just take something, we just leave it at the end of our driveway and it would disappear.
Yeah, it would just magically go, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I left an office chair out there about 6 months ago and it took about 2 months, but eventually it disappeared. Now
we've got Albie comes round in a flatbed with a cage on it. It's just not the same.
Nah.
When his dad comes round, it's okay because he's still got the horse and cart.
Yeah.
You know, he'll come round old school, but yeah.
Now, here's the question. This is where we learn between North and South. What did your rag and bone man used to shout?
Well, it was quite inaudible. It'd be like, yeah.
Because ours, you could hear him from miles away.
Yeah.
And for like 20 years, all you'd hear is, "Hey-oh."
Yeah.
"Hey-oh." And you'd hear it for like half an hour before he'd turn up because he'd just shout it like from hundreds of miles away.
Sure, that weren't Tinky Winky from Teletubbies you're on about.
Hey-oh.
Hey-oh. Yeah.
Hey-oh.
You
just admitted knowing what the Teletubbies we did.
Yeah, 2 boys that were raised in the 90s, mate.
That's true. That'll do.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get away with that one.
But it did get me watching Thomas the Tank again.
I never liked Thomas the Tank Engine. Never got into it. I used to work with a woman whose sister who invented the Teletubbies.
God, that's a blast from the past, Bill. I was talked into appearing on Kilroy, speaking about living at home as a young person and spouting on about I was helping out round the house when I got home. My mum was like, "Really? Robert Kilroy Silk, yeah."
Yeah.
Absolutely. My claim to fame was on Runaround.
Runaround? There's a name I remember.
Yeah. There you go.
One of those things that you don't remember much about. Oh, I don't remember much about the program, but I remember it.
Yeah, I was in the audience. I wasn't actually a part of the program, but I was in the audience.
No. I went to one of my friends when I was at secondary school. Somehow managed to score some tickets to a BBC filming, to be in the audience.
Yeah.
And it was some cooking program where the chef would show you how to cook stuff. And it was the chef and a guest each week.
Yeah.
And the guest this week was Ernie Wise.
Yeah.
And they were making gnocchi.
Who remembers the Galloping Gourmet?
Galloping Gourmet.
Anyone in the chat remember him?
What was his name?
I don't know what his real name was, but who remembers him? It was utter brilliance, wasn't it? The Galloping Gourmet.
Yeah. Do you remember cooking with Floyd?
Yeah, Keith Floyd.
With his glasses of wine.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be 3 parts to the wind, wouldn't he, halfway through the episode?
Yeah, he's like there saying, come in, Clive, get a good shot.
Do you remember Spitting Images spoof on it? It was hilarious. Yeah,
his cameraman, Clive.
Keith Floyd.
Get a close-up, Clive, get a close-up. None of the wine.
What a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love them sort of shows. Let's have a look in. Oh, yeah, try not to fall out of the chair, Cole. Don't want to do that.
Don't fall out of the chair, Cole.
Rest
you
that
don't
on
want
there.
to do that.
And have a looky, Kins. Oh, I got up there. That's all of that. There it is. It's down there now. Don't really want to put that on just yet. It's grass trimmings and moss and that all in that bottle. That's all me leaves with me leaf cutters all in there. All of them to play with. Tufts, grass, moss. Yeah, there's a bit of sterling. We've got all of that, so we'll do that. You done?
Just doing a tuft in your ear.
Yeah, cheers for that, mate. Sure the viewers were grateful. Right, so we're gonna happily put that there for a minute and start looking. I'll go over there out of the way, bring that in there.
While you're doing that, I should go and make her indoors a brew.
No, that's all right. I'll stop what I'm doing and keep an eye on the chat then until he comes in. There's no point in me stretching over to get anything yet because I'll be away from the microphone. Right, what have we got? Did everyone say hello to Jeff? Steve says, my RS2000 will be painted with Pro Scale Fold Midnight Blue. Good tin there, mate. Nice shout. Retro says, just had the jolt when one is falling asleep and your body thinks, are we dead? And fires all signals at once just to make sure. Yeah, that's really annoying, isn't it, when you wake up from a slumber like that because you're like, oh, what happened? Bill says, I've just looked. Did you steal them gloves from your butler in work? Yeah, he is. He's like Alfred from Batman, isn't it? Pebble Mill at 1. Wow, I used to love that show. Yeah, Pebble Mill. Is that still going? Is it gone? Andy's off. Quidstar says, good night, everyone. Early night. Have doctors to Moz. Yeah, good luck, mate. Hope it all works out for you. And Lindsay says, okay, night all. Take care, Lindsay. You by there you go, fella. Lovely to see you in. Let's do a bit of scrolly upsies as well. See what's going on in there. Retro says he subliminally paints fox smells on the cobblestones. I could have done that, couldn't I? Damn it. Jackie says dinner was chicken doner meat and chips. I'm back working on my crochet blanket. Good girl. That was Bill saying about the QR code on if he'd done a cobbled street. That was Stefan on about his USB record player. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone else out there. So, yeah. Days, right. Let's grab the other bit of the dio and start having a thinkykins at shaping that and getting some work done on that. Because I don't really want to put any of the grouting in yet until all the paint's dried. But we're going to have that sat at the back there as the beginnings of the back wall and all of that lot. So it just gives you an idea of where we're going on this little buildy pot. Because, yeah, it is a labour of love. It's been an interesting little build to do, to be honest with you. So let's have a look at what she looks like with a bit of the old beer truckykins going on. So that's going to be round about there. See? Oh, done it, eh? See? Stories coming alive. You've got the wheel tappers and shunters there stacking up their barrels and moving them about in place. So they're going to be doing their thing. Giving it a bit of that, rolling out the barrel. So they're going to be doing a bit of that. We then got the apples and pears going up the back there, like that. You've got a bit of him. On top of that, you're going to have Igor, the butcher, the meat carrier. He's going to be stood up on there because he's just come out of this door where their meat locker is. So he's coming down the way from up there. So that's what he's doing. You then got Valtteri Bottas, the fat butcher, him. Still hasn't signed for a team for next year, old Valtteri. Formula One, but that is definitely Valtteri Bottas. I might actually put a little blonde mullet on it just to make him more like him. But he's going to be stood underneath there, see? Like that. Guarding these butchers' tables and all of that gubbins. So that's kind of where we're beginning to go. So hopefully you're beginning to see my vision. Someone needs to, because, yeah. So let's have them out of there. We've also got a trolley with some meat on it. Yeah. We then got the milk churn blokes doing their thing, so they're going to be walking about and milling around. So it's going to be quite a busy little place under here. But it just gives me an idea of what I'm looking at. So underneath them stairs, you'll have a table and a little cart once it stands up properly cold. So that'll be giving it a beans like that. Got the sack truck underneath here and all that Igor's just bolted down with his half a boar on there. Half a boar used to sell newspapers on the other street corner, but he's gone up in the world now. So you got a bit of that going on. So yeah, it's coming together, folks. So hopefully you're beginning to see what's in my head. It's a dangerous place to be in my head.
It's looking so good though, mate.
It's getting there, isn't it? And then I've got obviously all different thickness coffee stirrers that are going to be used to make the big arch doors, because they're going to be handmade and then they'll be chopped in there. So there you go. So that's the direction we're going in, peeps. So I now need to focus on the back building and start planning that now, see. So that's why I've stopped me painty at the moment. Want to let it dry. But also, I can't put any of the sand, dirt and dust on till I've got my walls in place, because I want it all to be together so that I can see how it's all coming together, if that makes sense. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I blagged that, didn't I? Did that sound like I knew what I was on about then?
You do know what you're on about.
I don't know what I'm on about.
You do.
Blagging everything.
You know what you're doing. Don't listen to him, folks. Don't listen to him. You're loving it. You're having a whale of a time.
It's that age-old question: are you having fun? Yes.
Yeah.
And it is fun. Yes. So we need to start figuring out this wall. Is where we're at. And let's the thinkykins. Don't need that. That can go back in my storage of storageness, because I don't keep anything on my bench now. I'm being a good boy. I'm trying to keep my bench free and tidy because it was getting a bit scuzzy McScuzzy. So
Yes, you've reclaimed lots of space recently, haven't you?
I am. I'm on a mission. And I intend to try my best to keep it like all I've got on the bench tonight is what I'm using today. Yeah, been very good. So we can get the old frog and toad out of the way. Sling that over there for a minute. Actually, let's put it safely just there, Carl. Right, we need to get my implement of drawingness.
Yep, there's planning afoot.
Possibly, oh no, that would be too messy, right? I'll start thinking about what we're gonna be doing. 'Cause I've got another bolt to come round this way, like that, where the old cafeteria. Well, I say cafeteria. It's a bit like a pub that's going to have a little brewery sign that you need to keep an eye on, folks. The brewery sign, because there are eggs going in this build. We want a keystone.
You're having so much fun, you are, with that. You're just loving every minute of it.
Oh yeah, because I'm going to be silly in a few places. There are going to be a few unique features. Right.
Seriousness is well overrated.
Yeah. So we want that. We want that. That's going to have capstones on it, so we know that. So's that, actually. That's the capstone height there, so that'll be another capstone there then, Cole, won't it? Will it? Yeah, it will, mate.
Do it.
Somewhere about there. Right. They're going to come up around the sides there.
It's too big.
Debating whether to do it, cut that, rebate it back. Oh, I don't know. I think so. That might work better. Just want to recess.
Which way does your gut want to go?
I want to recess this.
I love watching him just do all this planning. It's fascinating.
So we'll cut. Along there, cut. I could write this on there because this is scrap, this bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be keystones there, so we're going to have a bit of stonage coming up the way. Going in there. That. One that comes out there. Another one up there. You can see where I'm going, folks. Like that, see, we work our way up the wall and then we can carve them all in, see. I can't do the end side here yet until I've cut this, because I need to then shape these edges, come round the way, and then make the frame for the door. So, yeah.
Carve it like you mean it.
You're now creeping into the world of Festa, which is a rather strange place to be.
This is what I was saying. I like watching you do this stuff because it's just you doing your thinking and your planning, and it's quite fascinating.
I do narrate. This is the funny thing about it is I narrate as I'm doing it. One, to remember what I'm doing, but also it just helps you know what I'm up to as well.
It's just fun to watch your thought process at work because you lay it bare, because you tell us what you're doing. You lay bare what your brain's actually doing.
Exactly. I think it's the right thing to do, because some people might want to have a go at this and haven't got a clue where they would want to start. Bobby says, will there be 135th pigeons in it? But you know, that's a good shout. They do them, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
You know that?
Yeah, it's can't remember the maker. What are they called?
They are MiniArt, ain't they? Pigeons.
MiniArt, that's it.
Yeah. Do you know, that's a damn good idea, because, yeah, there would be, especially with a market stall, bread and that, yeah. It's a good idea, Bobbins. I might have to email James, get him to send me down a set of pigeons, because they go.
Maybe a cat. If there's an animal set with a cat in it.
See what you did? Yeah. Or better still, I've got a resin printer.
Oh, yeah?
But yeah, it's a good shout, mate, actually.
Yeah.
I like that. See, he's thinking the right things.
He is. All the things that are being thinked are the right things to think. Yeah, I had to fight a cellar spider to make Mama Wolf's brew.
Oh, did you?
It decided to make its web and hang out directly above where all the tea bags are.
Yeah. Oh, you've been ever so good lately with all these creatures you're catching, because you're proper not squeeing like a princess, are you?
Well, I don't mind cellar spiders. I can live with them. I mean, just catch them in a glass. They're actually not too bad, cellar spiders. I've got used to them now.
Yeah.
But yes, it was like literally the tea bags were there, and it's like, I've made a web here, and I'm like, really? Come on, dude. Of all the places to make a web, come on.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to throw you out.
So that'll have a keystone cut in there because that's holding up that arch. So that'll need to be cut in, and then you would carry on up. That's going to be rendered. Happy with that. There's going to be a bit of render missing from there.
Bill says, pigeons aren't real. They're all government drones spying on us.
I see what you did there.
You've been playing Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Panzer says, there are still cat STL files available. Don't ask me how I know.
I wonder how you would know. Right, so we got a bit of that. That's going to go up. Is that going in there? No, it's going to go all the way up. Yeah, of course it is, your pilch. So let's bring that one there. Bring another full stone in there. Then creep up, because that's a thin one, because that's going to protrude and hold the arch where the stones sit to form the arch where the keystone is. So yeah, that'll be cut out. And a stone made and slid in that gap. Cool, yeah. Sorry, folks, I'm yattering away here like a good one.
I'm leaving you to it. It's great.
But just helps me remember what I'm thinking. Someone needs to, because I will forget.
Yeah.
It's going to be there.
Somewhere in a distant universe, parallel universe, Festa's as town planner.
Oh, that's a scary thought. What possibly could go wrong? Perfect. And that ends right where that capstone's going to be. Cool, I'm happy with that. So we can then measure that with my finger and then scroll straight along there, like that. And that gives you a perfectly parallel line. Look at that. That was easy, folks, wasn't it?
Mm.
There we go, like that, like that. Don't worry about measuring, because everything's random.
Yeah.
No point in measuring it perfectly to the millimetre. It's just like, oh, no, it's just random off cuts of slab.
Yeah, it's a building that's probably hundreds of years old anyway, so.
Yeah. There you go. So that'll begin to form the capstones. And there'll be a bit like Ringo's wall. They'll go along the top there. I can actually bring them lines down there. Bring down your line. Like that.
Capstones. What's that secret you're keeping?
Like
I
that.
said deliberately, missinging it.
All the way along there.
Right, now I need to get some of that wash.
So that's them. That's the last one there. So that'll protrude slightly, that.
Ooh, protrude.
And come round like that. So that's where that'll go. Days, right.
That's a very good word.
Protrude. Right, we're then going to go cappity cap.
One of my favourite words is protuberance.
Cappity cap. Cappity cap. Like that. And then that's a capstone there. Another one there. Another one there. Freight for £1.
Freight for £1.
There
I
you
don't know
go.
what that was.
I've got no idea what it was, but you seemed happy.
I was happy.
We're going to be able to do what we want. Let's have a look, Kins. It might work. It might not. Let's have a look, Kins.
Who'd have thought that it was a good idea to use a blue wash on a green jade? perfectly. Ooh. Sawing going on.
Would have been better doing it with me cut, not to hand at the moment. It could be, really, couldn't it?
There is something just mesmerising about watching Colin do his just absolute creative stuff. Building and painting is one thing, but when Festa starts doing his actual let's make a thing, it's a whole different degree of
something you enjoy doing, isn't it? It's just one of them.
Yeah. It's a whole different level of fascinating to watch.
Didn't want that bit. Lovely. That's the beginnings. And you need to come out
Of a beautiful friendship.
right in there.
Right, so that's that. I've got a wash on there. On Jady face. So now I have to do. I can't even see any of that, can you? Because the camera's moved. Who moved the camera?
I don't know, that weird bloke called Guru.
Did you let somebody in when we weren't looking?
Yeah. Yeah, he just turned up.
He snuck in. Yeah.
Cool.
Let this washes dry for a minute.
Get rid of that and come back. Smooth that off. So let's keep all the offcuts.
Bits I need to touch up that I can see.
But
But that's all right.
oh,
Steady.
spotted. Let's bring out me goddamn station because
Still got to paint all the gold on that skink yet. With his spear.
oh right, yeah.
Gold is still not finished. So much gold.
All the gold.
How to know when the tube's too big? I think you're fine. That's the wrong tube for your brush. Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, we want to lose. Be recessed, so I'm happy with that.
Dirty great big tube there.
You're a great big tube.
I'm now left with a tube and no brush to put on it in it. That always makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Just not knowing where the tube goes. So look at chat while waiting for paint to dry. There's 1/35 rats available if one wanted to populate the gutter, says Rabbit. James. Yeah, because if you got a cat, you got to have a rat.
Yeah.
Have a dog chasing the cat, chasing the rat. Lindsay's build said, "Okay, night all" earlier on.
You take care, Lindsay. I think I might have said that earlier on as well.
All right, nice one.
I'm beginning to vaguely start.
Did you read James's comment about falling asleep and getting the jolt?
Yes, bless him. Yes.
Have you ever noticed that whenever you do that, though, you're always in your dream, stepping off a curb?
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird, mate. Always gets you, doesn't it? It's like, yeah.
Bill says, "It's going to be a cruel summer for finishing that off." Wait, my bad, that's Bananarama, not Diorama.
I see what he did.
It's about time somebody made a Bananarama joke.
Well, would it be a Bananarama diorama?
Bananarama diorama.
Yeah.
And if they were having problems, would it be a Bananarama diorama dramarama?
Exactly. I can see where this is going.
Yeah. Right, so that's drying nicely. Now, I put a little bit of the wash on the gold there just because I need to get that done now.
Yeah.
But you can start to see what kind of dark gold will come out like. All this gold's nice and shiny, but once it gets washed, that'll go matte. I'll have to go back in with highlights.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that's just a bit of Reichen flesh shade, so you can see it won't be quite as light and bright as that. It might be a bit bright like that. But all this gold painting will take twice as long when I've got to do all the highlights.
Right.
But that'll be later on. That'll be the last thing we do. Well, not one of the last things, but
Let's find.
I've not done any real
Gonna be
washes on
strong enough. Yeah, that might well be. It might be thick enough. Is that thicker? No, that's thick enough. That's what we want. Okay. So we're going to randomly do that. So let's see. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Come on.
Hello, Gary. How is Gary, by the way?
He's all right. He was fed earlier.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's happy now. He gave me stink eye the other night, but I think he's over it now.
Good.
No, he was, yeah, he's all right. I gave him a treat, didn't I? And he's like, yeah, it's be mate again now.
This is true.
Oh, Gary. Right, let's use that just to make that shape there. Like so. Has that got a bit on them? Has that got a tit on the top? No, it hasn't, so it doesn't need that bit.
Plan how I'm going to paint Lord Kroak.
Yes, I want that one.
I'm not sure.
And we want one of them. Turn that round so you can see it, Carl. Would help. So let's just redraw that. Dun, 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 dun. So it's going to come
Now, they paint
there.
Lord Kroak in really brown wrappings. Like he's a mummy.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's a bit too much like leather, so I'm not going to go quite that dark.
Yeah.
I think I'll do like a sandy colour and then just do brown washes, but I think what I'll do is paint his skin first.
Yeah. There you go.
And then base the skin and then base the wraps.
So then we can.
The easiest way to do it, I think.
Same there. Let's grab them. Do a bit of that.
Skin.
Yeah, we cut that shape out of there. Cut that across there.
I think.
Cut there.
Did I write down some ideas? I can't even remember.
You've been special again.
I might have written all my plans down at some. I can't remember where though. Let's see.
Would it be in the notepad of notepadness?
Yeah, I've got a page for Altarian, Skaven Clan Rats, Steel Legion. Unfortunately, I've got like 6 different notebooks, and I tend to write in one, and then the next day write in a different one. So
Yeah, it's just like me.
Yeah, I never quite know where I've made my notes, but I know I've made them. Let's try the big book of notes. Here we go.
Just drawing that
Planning his skin.
easily on a bit of parchment paper. Lick it and stick it to your bit of styrene.
Oh, I never got that far.
We can chop that out of there. Don't need that bit. Get rid of that. Just get me big skizzars. Use them. There you go, that'll work better.
Okay, I didn't plan that far ahead. Oh well, let's just make it up.
Make it up as you go, dear. I'm sure you'll do fine.
Yeah, I did realise that I'd used the wrong shade on that gold, but never mind. Right, so...
I've got faith in you, mate.
Need a little bit of faith. Rabbit James says, wide angle, banana-rama, diorama, drama-rama, panorama.
Good shout.
We're getting better.
That's coming up. The weird dory shape that we want.
If we animated it, would it be banana-rama, diorama, drama-rama, panorama, future-rama?
There you go. He's not going to stop there, folks, until he comes out with more.
Nope. Well, that was James, not me.
Always someone else, dear, isn't it?
Yeah. Oops. Look at the camera. Let's try some.
Right, let's get that shape in there. Start just pressing that into the foam.
It's a bit dark.
What I'm trying to do is create the illusion of plaster that has been cracked off the edge of the building. Just by using a styrene template.
Oops.
Trying not to go too far into it, Cole.
I'm going to use one of my least favourite colours.
And then we can cut it with the knife then. What's your least most favourite colour, dear?
Pallid witch flesh. I hate painting with this. It's horrible to paint. I don't know why. It never behaves. It always comes out kind of horrible.
Yeah.
I was to paint too many layers. I've never figured out the best way to apply it. We should give it a turn, give it a whirl.
Yeah.
See what happens. So, let us...
Got a door to put in here at some point. I need to...
I've missed some gold. Oh, fudge.
You haven't missed some gold.
I've missed some of his gold bangles. Oh.
No.
Yeah, I've got to
Only
do gold.
had one job.
I'm just about to do flesh, and now I've got to stop and go back to gold. And I said bangles, so that's even more 1980s girl band references.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it's endless, isn't it?
So that's that.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so we can now then cut.
Ooh.
Brick. Just like so.
Mixing gold in with Temple Guard blue makes a very pretty blue colour.
Exactly. That's pretty blue colour, dear.
Yeah.
Start doing that. And we can start shaping that one.
I like to shape it.
So sort of rubble is cracking, exposing the underlying bricks that make the building up. That's the theory. May not come out exactly how I planned, but I'm having a go. I want it to look like it's loose rubble as well. Don't forget, this is Berlin in the 1940s. They might have had a bomb land nearby, see, and it shook everything and gone boom.
Just like that.
Like that. Because that is the sound of an incendiary landing, because we all know it is. But already, see, just that little 2 minutes has let me do broken render with exposed bricks. So just like that. Right? So you just, go on.
I was going to say you were toying up between having an actual solid surface on top of the brick, weren't you? Or carving.
Oh, yeah, I just thought that'd be the easiest way of doing it. But yeah, that is done literally just an off-cut of styrene. Pushed it in and then, yeah. So it's that simple, folks. I'm going to do the same on this one.
Just another manic Wednesday for model making guru, says Bobbins.
Absolutely.
Bill says, if he's a mummy with all the bangles, does he walk like an Egyptian?
I see what you did there, Bill.
We've created a monster, haven't we?
We have.
But we love it.
We wouldn't have him any other way.
No.
Right, what can we use to poke that down? I know, one of these. Sanding
What you need
sticks.
is a dibber.
Just like that. One of these aluminium god-hand sanding sticks, just like that. See? Straight away, that is, pop that down enough. Yeah, there you go. That's all it needs.
See, not just for sanding, for dibbing as well.
Right. And that's just recess that down enough, and I can carve a brick in there as well. Then just blindly shaping it with a knife, just to put a grout line in. So what are we going to have? We're going to have, that's exposed there. Let's have half a brick there. Again, another really nice bloke. Half a brick,
yep.
And he works with half a moon. You only see him a couple of times a month, half a moon, but he's there. See what I did?
He's always there waiting.
See what I did?
I see what we did there.
So impressed with myself.
You should
There
be.
you go. So again, there you go. See that little simple bit of exposed brickwork. That's all you want.
Awesome.
See? I'm not worried about this door because that's getting recessed because I've got a door going in there, obviously. Yeah. So not worried about that bit a bit wonky. Yeah, carry on. Go.
I was going to say the advantage of doing a rendered wall like that is you don't have to do every single brick on the wall.
That's what you did there. Because I don't need no education. See what I did there. Shall I stop now?
No, we're not going to stop, are we?
Right, so we've done that. Still need to chop that down. I'll do that. Oh, do I do that for the cutter? I think I should. Bit on the safe side, yes, because when I have the wire be down, I go. I want to thin that down. I want to cut a bit off and sit this back a bit. Or do I just leave it as is? Oh, I don't know.
See, this is why I can't wait to start watching you play video games, because this is what it's going to be like. I love it. I love it so much.
We're going to have a bit of crackage going on up there. And come down like that. And then like that. So we'll have a bit of that. Because in there's going to be a mouse hole, because a little mouse lives in there. So you see where I'm going? It's an house for a mouse. Mouse house.
Bit of crackage going on up there.
Look at the post-it. I can do this. Right, so that's that. Don't need none of that anymore.
Mental note, Fox, don't put the brushes you've used back in with the brushes you haven't used, otherwise you won't know which ones to clean.
All the bits of styrene can live down there in the bits of styrene spare tubbage. You bit of that schizaris can come off.
Can I use a layer brush for the
what have we like? What have we got? Do a bit of that, yeah. A bit of that. Okay. That was the sound
change
of
my water pot. 1 sec.
Yeah, no worries. Let's just pop that at the back. Need any of that, Cole? Put them away. Otherwise, my bench is going to be so cluttered that I won't be able to see what I'm after. Let's move that back out of the way. Live there, right. We have got a bit of that, so let's push that in. I can't put that away now. There it is. So let's do that and sit that in.
There we go.
And about like so. This is all going to be textured anyway as brickykins.
Do you know, given that it was something I thought I'd never be comfortable doing,
What?
over the last year or so, I've really started to enjoy painting on the live stream.
Yeah, you was dead against it at one point.
Yeah, I was always like, I can't see the thing I'm painting. It won't work.
Yeah, but again, you put barriers in the way to prevent you from doing it, didn't you? And in the end, it was just do it.
Yeah,
and you did. It's a fair play. You're out of your comfort zone.
Somehow my eyesight got better. I don't quite know how.
I mean, I said to you 3 years ago you'd be doing scratch building. You was like, no, I won't.
Yeah.
And what happened
Funnily
there?
enough, yeah. Shenanigans is what happened there.
I'm going to do random crackage coming down there. Like that. And then it's going to go up. Walk off of there like that.
Steady.
I know, I really did clean that up, didn't I? Like that. So a bit of crackage. Then you can have another bit there. Like that.
It's a small horse.
Yeah. He was a wonder horse, so I did. Right. So that's all that needs. And then we can come through there then with our little metal sanding block and just push that down like that. Just so that these bricks are going to be recessed.
Oh, look in the camera. Always.
Like that. See, that's the sound of that being bricked up. Brickety brick.
Remember, Luke, I will knock the camera. Always.
Right, we can then get the old bristles of the texture in now. Jeez. On Harry's bus. Here, Harry. Come on. You're in there. There you are. Okay. Whilst that's recessed, I can quickly texture them bricks so that I can carve them, and because I won't be able to get my bowl of foil in there, see. So.
James says walk like an amphibian because he's a big frog dude.
Yeah.
See what he did there.
Like that. See? And just
I do not like this paint.
a little bit of texture on the edge of this render. I've got texture in bricks. If you some of that. Sorry, folks.
I love this because I can just sit quietly now and let you get on with it and entertain the people.
Yeah. Yeah, if I am getting on your nerves doing this, please tell me. I'll understand.
Nonsense.
Okay, so that's the beginnings of where we want to go. Got to shape that brick a bit better because that looks a bit too straight. Like that, see? Nudge in the corner there. Just put a little dents in them. Okay. And then we've got, what have we got there? So let's come down, that's one. It's going to be there. Brickety brick. Brickety brick.
Super match game.
Come down there like that. All the way along there. That's the second brick there. With powers of deduction, there'll be a cut line for that one. That's all that needs then. Use my knife to my benefit just to start pulling and rounding that brick down. Moving that over. Making a mortar gap. So let's just chop a bit out of there. Because we want this to be a rather larger mortar gap because there's a little mouse hole in there. Little Jerry the mouse lives in there, see what I do?
Being a German mouse, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so say Berlin, Germans, Jerry mouse, say. I'll get me coat.
Colin's bricking it, says Bill.
I am, mate. There you go, let's pop that in there like that. And then this will be painted out. But already, you've got a ickle tiny little mouse hole. That's where it is, just in there. I say little render, it's got the little cracks in it, and yeah.
I hope you're glad that all I've got in my head right now is the blankety blank writing things down music.
Easy when you know how, folks, isn't it, eh? A bit of that, my son.
What I should have for my dinner later.
Dinner.
Don't know. What have you got for yours? It's Wednesday, is it?
Bangers, bangers, mate. You know it is. Bangers, bangers, and bangers, mash and bean.
Bangulera. I've just found another bangle. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, I'm worried about you now, dear. Come up the way.
Everywhere. I'll paint that in a bit.
Like that. Down the way.
It's difficult to know on this little fella which bits are actually, some of the bits are wrap and some is flesh, but sometimes it's hard to tell which is which.
So,
Like if some bits are like exposed flesh.
like that.
Exposed flesh.
There you go. Work my way up now and do the rest of it. Some places press harder than others, just to give that unevenness. Is what I want.
Randomularity.
Yeah. any bits you're not 100% happy with, you can go back and do with your brush.
Dog.
Not worried about the door because that's coming off. Got to have the resin printed door going on. So I've got my files for that. I've designed the door, so that'll go in. Currently designing the cafeteria front.
It is amazing when you how much becomes available when you decide to do a diorama. Like,
oh yeah,
you go from just building and painting a model to suddenly you've got to do the wall and the floor and a building and this. It's like you just get so much out of it.
Well, the thing is, originally I was just going to do these as model kits, as you know, and then I thought it's a shame to have like half a dozen models and no story. So
yeah,
I was with an R in, and then I worked out roughly the size that they would have underneath the counter. Yeah, you got there in the end, dear.
I had to figure out where you were going with that one.
Yeah. But there you go, there's the beginnings of a rendered wall. So.
Lovely. Lovely.
And then obviously you've got your staircase coming up, you've got a Dorikins there, you've got your broken mortar, you've got the capstones to sit and carve. You could have a spider pig for your trouble. Might as well render that. Yeah, carry on.
Just goes to show, you can have like a £25, £30 kit that you could spend a week making, or you could go do stuff like this and get weeks and weeks of just fun out of it.
Yeah, I mean, MiniArt do a cafeteria kit, which is a complete front, roof, sidewalls and all of that lot. But if I had used it for this, all I was going to do was use the window frame and the door.
Yep.
For me, that was a waste. I might as well just sit and design the elements that I need and not worry about wasting the rest. So that's why I went with doing it myself.
Yeah, and if you think you can do it yourself, it's more fun anyway, isn't it, to be had?
It is more fun. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully people are getting an idea. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't the only way to do this sort of work. There are millions and one ways of doing it. Yeah. But this works for me.
At the end of the day, whatever way you choose to do it, as long as it looks like, cobbles and brick and wall, it doesn't really matter how you do it.
Exactly. And the key is to have fun whilst doing it.
Yeah. When I did my little dia for eModels and using like real garden soil and stuff, I was like, I've never done a diorama with soil, so how am I going to do it? I'll just use soil.
Yeah.
I just made it up as I went along.
That's all you got to do, mate.
Fun. That's the fun.
That is literally half the battle.
Mm-hmm. Beer. Still look like iron rack skin. Pallid witch flesh even.
Yeah.
What colour's that bit meant to be? I have no idea. What's the back of his head look like?
It can be whatever colour you want it to be, dear.
Well, he's got kind of greeny tinted skin, so I'm doing like a light colour and I'll use washes and stuff, but at no point do I actually ever anywhere see the back of his head.
No.
So I don't quite know what. If he's got like a shell. It's kind of a bit shelly.
That was a TV show, wasn't it, Shelley? See what I did?
I see what we did there. See, I don't know how much the little hat he wears covers up because that's mounted on a stick at the moment, so I don't know how much I don't need to paint.
Retro says Collins' sultry voice is interrupted with fun squeaks and squawks. Bill says amazing what you could achieve just by rolling your shiny ball over everything. Exactly, mate. Best ever texture device in the world, a ball of tinfoil. That's all it is, folks.
Shiny ball.
You can do the same with the stippling brush, it's same thing. You can still stipple it, and get, especially when you're getting close to other rocks you've done like these, you can then go right up to the edges of them with the brush. But certainly for bulk areas, just run the foil ball over it.
Yeah.
Gives you the texture you're after, and then you can start refining it then.
All it needs is just something with texture in it, really.
This is it.
It's the texture you want.
Yeah. Go to a half past, mate? Or do you want to go to midnight? How far are you in?
I'd say go to past this, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Good enough for me.
Because you need to be standing up soon anyway, don't you, sir?
Yeah.
So.
Don't think we've done bad tonight. We've got done more or less what we wanted to, haven't we?
Yeah. If anybody out there is painting with pallid witch flesh and you get nervous because it comes out looking terrible on your first coat, don't panic. That's just how pallid witch flesh does. It will take you a few coats to get a nice even. It's one of their less opaque paints, and it's easy to get like stressed about it because you think, oh, it's going to take 15 coats. It'll look terrible. It'll be fine. It just takes a couple of applications of thin coats. It's just one of those
two
paints.
thin coats.
Two thin, yeah, maybe three, but two, yeah, absolutely. TM. Yeah, so don't panic if it looks like you've suddenly developed the skills of a 5-year-old. You've not. It's just that's how pallid witch flesh is. So you'll be fine. It just doesn't do a good first coat at all. It's paint it this colour anyway, but I'll probably use like maybe washes or glazes if I wanted like a shell effect.
Yeah.
On the back of his head. But it might all be covered up by the helmet, so I don't really know. I don't know how much shows, so I'll paint it as if all of it shows, and then we'll see how much we lose. Because he's got a very fancy hat. It's a very fancy hat. I wish I had a fancy hat like that.
I don't know, you've got a hat collection to die for, haven't you?
Yeah, but none of them have got golden feathers. I mean, I've got a feather on my hat, but it's not got gold.
First thing I do with that, take the feather off.
See, I think these are little horns. It's like a little bit of shell on his back, but I think I can build that up in washes and things. Glazes, maybe.
So how many more months of gold painting do you reckon you got left?
Well, I've kind of almost done all the gold now anyway. I've just got to do the gold on the skink. But then once everything else is painted in and all the washes are on, I've then got to do all the layering on everything as well as the gold anyway, so I'll still be doing all the highlighting and layering on the gold. So I could, this is going to last me for a very long time. It's the kind of thing that if I was painting it in one go, it'd probably take me a week or two. I could probably really take my time with it and spend like a week just painting this. But of course, spread out over live streams, it'll go for months, this thing. And I'm really enjoying it. Excuse me. I'm really enjoying it. Went a bit high there. I think I sat funny. I'm really enjoying it. I think if you're wanting to step up your painting, your brush painting skills a little bit, or just try something a bit more intense than you used to. Hang on, I can hear noises. One sec. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. I still think he'll be painting that at Christmas. Place your bets. But yeah. Like I say, it's a long-winded paint job. Sorry for the squeakiness there, folks. That's making your teeth wrench. Just a little bit more and I'll be done. There you go. You can relax now. Let's give that a little cut along them edges. And all I'm trying to do here is just define shapes. Put the knife cuts in. And I can go around and refine everything I'm doing with me spudgers and all of that lot. This is just to give me the shapes I want.
I thought I heard the dread noise of a walking frame being motored about, but I didn't.
Oh dear, bless her.
Yeah, she wasn't. She was... I must have heard something else.
Where did I put it? Where did I put it?
Yes, if you want to work on your painting skills, I think this kit will be a nice little challenge. It's not too hard because there's only a small number of different colours, but you could go all out on it because it's all stone and rock and jade and gold and organic. So, and it's big enough that you can really get to grips with it and learn a lot of different techniques. So, if you're looking to up the challenge for your painting, miniature painting, check this one out. It certainly taught me a lot of patience. With all the gold. Ooh, tiny creature.
Oh, what's that? Oh, wipe off.
Wipe on, wipe off.
Right, where is it? There it is. A little texturize along there. Ball of rolliness, ball of rolliness, ball of rolliness.
Ooh.
There you go. And then we can start carving in little dinks and bends, and similar to what I did with the wall on Ringo. Those of you that saw that, it's a similar concept. Just roll your ball about to try and get, because these are capstones, so they'll have different curves, divots, whatever you want to call them in them.
Yeah, have different texture and stuff on there, and different.
Yeah. So I'm happy with that. You can then get me brush now and then start just putting bits of depth in it. You see what I'm doing there on the end of the capstone, folks? Just starting to texture them.
It's
and give them a little bit of three-dimensional contours. So.
It's got that nice chisel look, hasn't it? Like somebody's actually chiseled them out of a block.
Yeah, and that's what you want. So that's all I'm doing. Just make the mortar lines a bit more prominent.
Prominent. I think this is the most fun I've seen you have on a project.
Sorry?
Doing this. I think this is the most fun I've seen you have doing a project on this project.
It's gone back to what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
You know, I did, those that know me well enough will know I did a couple of commissions years ago. One was for my mate who was in the military, and I recreated a scene where he served. And then I did a couple unique to people where it was their shed, their abandoned motorbike, that type of thing, you know, and that was it. And I always wanted to go back to it, but I could never really see how it would fit into what I was currently doing. Whereas now that I'm beginning to come to the end of my shiny stage, because Mother Nature is not being kind and is making me struggle more than I would like. And I always worry that once your work starts suffering, it's time to change up what you're currently doing and look for other areas to explore. So I've gone back to what I prefer doing, which is this type of stuff. So
yeah,
I used to do this on balsa wood and clay back in the day, whereas this XPS foam is such a beautiful thing to work with, and I can be really creative with it. So it's just given me a scope that I didn't have. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I've seen you get into like loads of different projects that we've done. But this one, it's just like you really are flying away with this one. You're loving it. So.
Well, yeah, and I've had some nice feedback from the folks up at eModels as well with what I'm doing, and it's kind of sparked their interest up there because it's the first time they've seen me do this sort of thing for them. So it's, you know, I mean, one of the comments was, didn't realise you did this sort of work. But I never really had a build that I could bring it alive to on eModels because it was either shiny cards, the AT-AT, that sort of thing. But I could never really find a build that I could bring it into, and I have on this, and it's like just enabled me to re-explore and reinvigorate me as a modeler. So
there was nothing crying out for a diorama or any kind of weathering, really, was there?
No, that's right.
Like this.
And where I was beginning to think that my tenure of doing the hobby was coming to a close, it's now given me and the channel a direction to go in that it didn't have maybe a year ago. So, you know, and I've ummed and ahed. I've spoken to a lot of people off air about different things and directions, and a couple of people said, well, why don't you do the dios that you did way back when, you know? And I was like, you remember that? And they're like, yeah.
The internet never forgets.
So it was one of those, and Ringo came about just through literally just me sat in the lounge one night with an off-cut of styrofoam from when we got the extension built, the conservatory. And Fox messaged me, what are you doing? I said, I'm sitting here playing with this bit of styrofoam. What are you doing? I want to carve a wall. And he said, oh, send us a picture. And I sent him a picture of the foam. And then like 20 minutes later, there's the brick wall. And he's like, dude, really? Didn't realise you could do this sort of work.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And that was it. It starts a conversation, didn't it? And yeah. Why not? At the end of the day.
Yeah. I've had a cutting thought.
Oh dear, you go careful.
Well, the pallid witch flesh is, like I said before, it's very transparent paint, so you have to do several coats. But I'm thinking I can use that to my advantage. Because he's supposed to be a gnarly old mummy, long dead for thousands of years. So if I do a couple of thin coats that's still got a bit of patchiness to it, and then I'm doing washes later, having the grey show through the pallid witch flesh, the grey undercoat in places, just gives it that kind of mottled old mummy look once the washes and things go over it. So I think it might be quite a good outcome. Cool. Hoping for, anyway.
Happy days, mate. But no, this is one of them builds. I enjoyed the buildy. Don't get me wrong, and the painty of all the figures, but because I knew I was going to do this at the end of it, I was kind of really itching to get to the dio stage on it, because I don't think you at the time quite realised the direction I was going to go in. I said I was going to do a scene, and that was it. It's all I'd give away, wasn't it? And
yeah, I didn't know what you're planning. So.
You was like, what are you doing? Tell me. I need to know all the things. And I said, well, I don't want to spoil it. Then eventually it was, this is what I'm going to do. And you was like, really? How? You'll see.
All will become clear.
But as you can see, folks, that's pretty much a rendered wall. You've got the rough cutting of the end cap bricks. You've got removed render, exposed bricks underneath. Little mouse hole. You've got cracks going up the render that I need to just work on and bring in. And it'll end up something like that, where you've got a crack forming. And then obviously you've got your top caps there. Literally tinfoil, little bit of sculpting. And there's your caps. See?
I've now got the theme from Top Cat in my head.
Yeah, was it Officer Dribble? Was it Dribble?
Officer Dibble.
Dibble, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, TC.
You know, it's like he was in the room then.
Not really.
That was uncanny, mate. Could you do that again?
No.
Damn it. That's one in now.
No. Because I know it wasn't good.
So are there anyone in the chat that would concede themselves going off and trying something like this? Probably Panzer would. I could imagine this would be right up Panzer Street. We have got one together, Panzer. Are we doing that as a buddy build out of interest, mate? He sent me a little figure with a missile or a projectile. We was going to do a little tiny scene with it. So if it's something that you was looking at doing together, let me know, because I won't build mine until we can set a time up. So you must let me know, mate, what the agenda is with that, because if you've told me, apologies, because I've already forgotten, but let me know, mate, because, you know, it's got legs in it, but I could see Panzer having a go at this because it's right up East Street as well.
Yeah.
And obviously we're both huge fans of my friends, Mr. Kovac.
Friends.
Our mate Martin.
Your mate Martin.
Yeah. Captain Night Shift.
Right, I think I'm going to leave that one coat there. Let that dry for a bit. I should put some warm water to clean my brushes.
Yeah, I'll just carry on doing a little bit of sculpty to kill the time until you get back. There you go. A little bit of that. Come up the way. This is basically just little capstones that have been put in to finish this wall off. They got the wooden frame in then that the arched gates are going to have. All I'm using for this, believe it or not, is a dental tooth razor, you know, basically lift a rotten tooth. That's all they are. Spudges, as me and Fox call them.
Spudges.
That's all I'm using for this, because it's perfect, because you can go around the edges and round them off, but you can also give it a twist. You can put little divots in the stone and then make recesses. And it just gives you a little groove in the stone like that.
Give it a little...
That's all you're trying to do, folks. A little bit of shapeage. That's all you want.
It's very clever.
Thank you, sir. See, again, for me, I find this very easy. And like I say, you know, it's like you just assume that everyone would know how to do it.
Mm. Well, I mean, that's... Excuse me. That's something I've come across as well in the past when I've shown how, like, little things that I take for granted. Like, you know, dry brushing highlights instead of using an airbrush on a vehicle. And to me, I thought, well, it's just a little quick, simple workaround. It's nothing too complicated. But people have said to me, like, I never would have thought of doing that. And,
oh, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's not as difficult as you think.
Many times have you gone, dude, stop, show me what you've just done. How on earth did you do that? I just assumed people knew it.
Yeah, but that's the beauty, and that's what me and Festa do with our channels. So we try and show people that some of these amazing results you get aren't because of complicated techniques. A lot of it is a lot easier and simpler than you think. It's not to say that, you know, you don't need some skill and artistic talent. Of course you do, but you can develop that. It's, at the end of the day, it's just art like any other form of art. But there's a lot of mystery around the techniques that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, there are channels that'll overinflate how difficult it is just to make themselves look good. It's not what we're about, you know. Don't get me wrong, you've got to have a modicum of artistic license, but you know, I always look at this, you know, if showing how I'm doing it helps people that have never done it have a go and they can see that they can achieve a result, my work is complete.
Yeah, I mean, model painting is one of those. It's one of those rare arts that it's very difficult for someone who doesn't know to look at the end product and even begin to figure out how it's been done. So, which is why. And we've both come across it ourselves, and you will come across it. Somebody can look at a terribly painted model and be in awe of it. Where it's like me and Festa, for example, or many of you out there might look at it and go, dear God, would you paint that with a dead cat? But to someone who doesn't know how these things are done, and it's all a dark, mysterious art, they may think it's the best thing ever. And, you know, part of what we do is try and get rid of that veil of mystery from all these things we do and say, look, you know, here's us guys. We're amateurs. We're, you know, just chuds with paintbrushes. and we don't know everything, and we might not do it the right way, but this is how we do it, and if we can do it, you can do it.
I've had it said before, well, there's an easy way, your dexterity, you don't hold the brush this way or that way. And it's like, yeah, because I physically can't. So I adapt techniques to what my situation is. So, and I've had that before, oh, why'd you do it that way? Why? Because unfortunately, that's the way I have to do it.
Yeah. But that's a good thing to show others. The people.
Oh yeah, I mean, so I won't name the individual, but my rubber band around my hand when I'm airbrushing, they love that. They're like, dude, I'd never have thought of that. And so it stops me dropping it. It's like I pinch my finger like so when I'm detail painting because I've got a permanent tremor. Some days it's worse than others. So my way of trying to tighten my hands up and stop it from happening is I just pull my hands tight together. And then I can paint close up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will look like a woodpecker painted it.
I've just realised what I'm doing, Cole.
What?
Cleaning my brush, but look.
Yeah, good man.
Still the first one.
Yeah. I'm the same. Out of Claptrap's 100 brushes. I've reused the same one.
Yeah, we're so cheap.
I bought 300 disposable paint brushes and I'm still using the original one. It's like,
yeah, I got 200 and I'm still on the original. And I even put a plastic tube on it.
Yeah, mine's got plastic tube on it.
Yep. We're basically honorary Yorkshiremen, aren't we, basically?
Yeah. Oh, my missus says I'm more Scottish than she is. She said, you are taking thrift, she said, to a whole new level. You do realise that.
Right.
I was proud of that. I was like, yeah, she's proud of me.
Yeah, so there's a lot of mystery in this hobby, and it's understandable when you look at a beautiful painted model that you could look at it and think, I don't even begin to know how they've done that. But and then it becomes unapproachable. You think, I could never do that.
Oh yeah, don't forget, we're not taking away from talent like that.
Yeah.
It's just there are far inferior channels that all overtly make out that they're such an expert, and it's like, dude, you're actually putting people off trying to do this.
Yeah. There's no benefit to making things look harder than they actually are.
Yeah, let's not make it too elitism, because it isn't. No. Just sit and tell people how to do it. Simple instructions.
Yeah, which is why I get, I wouldn't say angry, but frustrated when people sort of try and denigrate dry brushing as a technique, because it's like, it's a brilliant technique, especially for people just starting out. Because it's a great way to get some good effects while you're learning. And even when you get experience, I still use dry brushing all the time because it's brilliant. So when people try and make out that dry brushing's an amateur beginner thing, it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Now, if you ever find yourself cleaning brushes and you haven't got a brush holder to put them in, a Lehman Russ is a great option.
Yeah.
It's just, I haven't got my brush rack to hand, so it's like, I'll just put them there. So they can be tips down. Tips down.
You're a spoon.
I am. So a quick look at chat.
You're a happy spoon.
I'm a very happy spoon. Fox says, Pansy, you may not have a fancy hat like that, but you did have a fancy clip-on ponytail. Trust me, when I had that thing put in, the woman did not clip it on. There was no clipping. It was wrenching into the actual hair.
It was proper weaving and sewn in, wasn't it, mate?
With Foxy, you never know, says Muse. Hi, Muse.
Hello, Marcy. How are you doing, darling?
James says, £2.50, says he's still painting it in the new year. Yeah, probably.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past him.
No, I mean, to be honest, at some point, I probably will take this and move it off to just getting it painted up. Because I mean, Festa and I, we've got like a build for Wednesday nights.
Yes.
But it might be that at some point I'll just sort of put that off to one side and then just finish it and send it off to James Mate at eModels and then start something else. So if it's something long and drawn out, I might not do it all the way through on the live show. I might just, we'll see. Because it might be nice to start something else up and just take this off to one side and finish it and send it to James.
I've got the big eModels bus to do, yeah.
Yep.
So I've got that to finish, but that's going to be, over the winter times.
Yeah. But your diorama is something so interesting and unique that you just happily carry on doing that till you finish it.
Yeah, I'll do it in the background if need be, just so that I can get the bus on the bench and get that done. We're looking at doing a road trip to eModels in October.
Ooh.
So that I can return some of the bigger builds. So, because I'm not going to ship the 1/16 tank. But I mean, we're coming up to August now. Will I have it done by then? I don't know, but we'll see.
I've still got my big Millennium Falcon to send them somehow.
We're going to try and make that an annual thing where we go up once a year so I can take back all the builds that I've done that year. Because, just the stuff returned to it's eModels' property.
Yeah. I mean, once I've got this little fella finished here, I've probably got enough then to stick in my battle case to ship up to them.
Yeah.
Because we got the guys at eModels to send us battle cases because they're brilliant for shipping stuff back to them because they're indestructible. So you put all your models in there, send it back, and they send the case back to us. So with this and some of the other bits, I should have enough to ship down to them. I can't ship the Falcon though because that wouldn't survive. So,
that wouldn't last 5 minutes, would it?
But I'll get like the Baneblade finished up, and I'll get this finished up at some point. Send them all up.
Right. I suppose really then we should wrap up for the night, shouldn't we? So
yeah,
that's where I've gone up to tonight, folks. A little bit on the diorama there, as you can see.
Yep.
Getting ready slowly but surely. So yeah, you're going to have obviously your barrows and things like that against the wall. You got your staircase going up there to the door. So it's coming together slowly but surely. So
it's looking mint now, isn't it?
There you go. How have you got on?
That'll be a road trip bowl, that will.
Yeah.
I think now basically finished the little head on the front. I've got the jade and the gold painted in.
Yeah.
I've still got to obviously do all the highlighting on the gold later down the line.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm quite pleased with how it's come out because it's not too scruffy.
Yeah.
It looks a bit rough around the edges, but once the highlighting gone, that will draw the eye away from any imperfections. So
yeah,
I'm quite pleased with that. I'm not super pleased with the jade, but it'll do. And then on Lord Kroak, I've started colouring in the skin with that horrible pallid witch flesh.
Yeah. Multiple layers on that.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's one of those paints that even if you use thin layers, it can be a bit lumpy. So I'll probably do a couple and leave it patchy and then use that to my advantage. So that's where I've got to.
Happy days, happy days. Yeah. So yes, folks, there you go. So hopefully you've enjoyed what we've been up to, and it's certainly been nice for us to hang out with you.
Yeah. If you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll be back on a Friday for a bit more frolicking goodness. So look out for that. And then I'll be back Monday for some more Oddball Sherman.
Big tonk, strong tank.
Absolutely. So until then, stay safe and well. Thanks for all your kind comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Adios, amigos.